Welcome into the Cam Strick Podcast, episode number 195, baby, presented by Hair Club.
Yeah.
How are you, Cam?
I'm good, man.
Yeah?
I got a couple things going on. We don't need to get into too much, but
Yeah?
But I did last weekend, look, it's so hot in Missouri. You can't enjoy yourself when you go outdoors. Now, there was one, I think Friday was okay, and then Saturday was so fuck hot, and you can't really do anything. But I did throw a first pitch out, not at the Cardinal game, but this little minor league team.
Oh my God!
No,
did you make it?
They paid me.
How was the throw?
The throw was fine. The throw was fine. I went up there and tried to be goofy, because if you're gonna pay me to do something,
how many people were there? Because it didn't make social media or anything.
Yeah, there wasn't that many. I know.
There was nobody there. Dude.
Well, it's like a little.
I know.
So they go through the alumni, and the alumni picks me to do it, or they ask for me.
They're like, Cam will do it.
And I'm going to tell you, if you were going to pay me money, because right now, I'm not going to lie to you. Over the years, you can't do everything. I'm going to drive 45 minutes to go throw. No. But if you pay me, I'll be your clown. And I'll be your clown. And
so
I'll go out there and
anything for money.
Well, no, if you pay me and there are PR guys like, Cam, can you help us with this? And maybe talk to I'll do anything for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, not anything for money. Because
you're not looking
I was
to
rolling
just go out of your way for free. This doesn't
was
work like
good,
that.
Good coin. It goes to the alumni, and they asked me to go out
You
there.
don't make anything?
No, I make it all.
Oh.
But they have to reach out to the alumni to get me or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
So anyway. So whenever they do pay for me, I will do anything for you, basically anything. So I throw the first pitch out. I'm talking to everybody, do pictures, this, that. I talk to some of the fans that maybe have problems and can't speak well, and I'll take my time with them. Maybe the kid stutters and he can't put a sentence together, but I'll fucking stand there and I'll be happy. You know how I do it.
Yeah.
I put on a show. So this one little girl, PR girl, who's like an intern, comes up to me. She goes, "Can you play trivia with me? And if you win, you get to hit me in the face with a pie." I go, I go, hit you in the face. I go, I'm not going to do that. I go, I'll do this. So she goes, you have to do it. I go, what do you mean? She goes, if you don't hit me in the face with a pie, I'll get fired. I go, what? I go, no, you won't. I go, I'll put my foot down on that girl. Poor little girl. You're going to get hit in the face. There's still, there's 17-year-old dudes walking around. You're a young girl. She's probably 16, 17. That's embarrassing to get fucking pie thrown on your face.
Yeah.
So I'm up there on the thing.
You think her boss is kind of being a dick or something?
Kind of, Andy.
Hey, listen, you're going to be fired if you don't get someone to throw a pie in your face.
I go, that ain't going to happen, girl. I won't let that happen. So anyway, we go all in the dugout in front of the fans, and the guy starts asking me questions, the simplest questions, but I tried to get them wrong so I wouldn't have to hit this poor girl in the goddamn face with a pie. So they asked me who won the Stanley Cup in 2019, and I'm like, Boston.
So it's geared to be easy questions.
Yes.
So she gets the
pie. So she gets a pie in the damn face.
Yeah, so did you do it?
So they asked me. I get them pretty much all wrong, and the fans are like, "What? He doesn't know?"
Oh my!
And I go, "No, I'm."
This is terrible.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And so she goes, "You have to do it." And I'm like, "Okay." So I place the pie on her face, and then I take it and I smash my face with it.
Oh, you smash your face.
I smash my face with it.
So I would have smashed the shit out of her face.
No, what if you would have cut her?
Well,
what if I would have cut her in the eye?
Part of the game. Anything goes.
Oh,
anything
hell
goes.
No. I'm not hitting a girl.
What kind of pie was it?
Just all whipped cream, but it was in the aluminum thing.
Was it shaving cream?
No, it was whipped cream with sugar. And you know how anal I am about stuff on my face. I don't want touchy on my face.
Did you break out all over your face?
I started going and I was sweating. I have this nasty stuff, and then people are coming out. I tried to rinse it all off. I went above and beyond for this poor little girl. But, I had to smash her in the fucking face with a goddamn pie. No, I'm not doing it. So that's what I did over the weekend, Andy. And then it was 110 degrees out. And I watched the thing on DB Cooper. That was kind of cool.
Who?
DB fucking Cooper. Motherfucker.
I don't know who that is.
He jumped out of the plane in 71. Remember that? With the bag of money and over Seattle. And he fucking parachuted down. You know all those DB Coopers,
So where'd all the money go?
They found some of it.
How much? You mean he threw the money out the
So he
plane?
hijacked a plane. They landed it. They get everybody off besides a couple of the Stewies. And he goes, I want $250,000. So they bring $250,000 up.
Who did?
DB Cooper.
No, who brought the money?
The police and the FBI. He said he had a bomb. So they're going to blow the damn plane up. So they go and they get the money. They put it on the plane. So the plane takes off. The DB Cooper tells the pilot, "You got to go over Washington." So all of a sudden, the flight attendant's like, okay, and he's going back in the very back doing this thing, and all of a sudden you hear, the jolt! He opened up the fucking hatch, jumped out, parachute down, money flying everywhere. Never one piece of evidence anywhere besides the money. And they're trying to frame all these guys. They didn't find his body. You know, if you...
Oh, they never found him?
Never. You never heard about this?
Wait a minute. So the parachute didn't work or what?
No, I bet he was probably military. He's probably a parachute expert.
So it was a suicide jump.
No, it was not a Why would you get money and go through that just to kill yourself, you dummy?
Well, he did. He was never to be found again.
Well, you don't know what happened to him. Like, he never found the parachute either.
How do you not find him? Like, how high were they when he jumped out?
Do you know how hardcore it is out west?
Was he at like 30,000 feet?
Of course
not. Did the captain come on and say you can now walk about the cabin? Like, were they that high or were they down lower?
He forced him to fly low, and he jumped out the goddamn back.
Well, the stewardess were still out there. Had they given like the drinks out yet? Like, had they done any of this?
Andy, there's no one on the plane. He got everybody off the plane, and he kept everybody on. They kept just the stewards and the pilots on.
Well, she's still on.
Stewards and a pilot, because you got to blow somebody up.
They handed out the drink. Where were we in the flight? Like, how high were they?
You ask stupid questions.
How high were they when he jumped out?
That I don't know, but that's a good question, but I don't think it's that high.
So, because if you jump, like, say you're 36,000 feet, 30,000 feet in the air, Cam, you're jumping into the clouds. I can understand why the investigators just don't find you. You may evaporate before you even hit the ground.
Not with a parachute. And listen, the guy's not...
Okay, so where did he go? Did he have the money in his backpack still when he jumped? Yeah. But you said he was throwing it around.
No, he wasn't throwing it around. But anytime you see a DB Cooper restaurant, like there's DB Cooper's down to Lake of the Ozarks.
Restaurant?
I remember. Yes, because
is that the guy's name, DB Cooper?
It's actually something else, but somebody called it DB Cooper, and
they like started like a restaurant chain after his name. Celebrating this guy.
This is the most famous hijackings ever, and it's so famous, and I can't.
How big of a plane are we talking?
A fucking 747,
like a Southwest Airlines type. Like so, they got everybody off the plane. So he didn't hurt anybody.
No, he did not.
Didn't kill anybody.
They loved him. He's a folk hero. Everybody in the United States is like, he stuck it to the man. It was during the 70s, and they're like, fucking right.
So what was his point? Why was he doing it?
He wanted to get money, Andy. He got $250,000 of money, and he was going to jump out because he knows what he's doing, and jump out of the plane and go do his thing. No one really knows. That's the thing.
You're calling him a folk hero.
I don't. It's just interesting.
Scared the shit out of these poor people.
Of course, but I didn't call him a folk.
And
they did.
He could have killed somebody. Did the pilots survive and all the stewardess and everything?
They just lifted the hatch back up, and they landed. They never found him ever again.
So they flew the rest of the way with the door open?
No, you could, dude, it's all mechanical, dude. You fucking press a button and it goes back up. Jeez,
it'll go back down.
Are you this confused?
You mean it'll go back down?
It goes up, goes down. So he put it down, and then you lift it back up. You could fly a plane with that open.
So the guy, DB Cooper, he manually lifted it up.
Well, whatever it is in the back of the plane.
Because back in the 70s, those planes, you're assuming that they have the same type of mechanical
It's electronic.
Engineering.
Everything's electronic still in the 70s, dude. You're not going to make a plane if it's not electronic shit going on.
I've been on planes where you see them shut the door and they like lock it with their hands and everything.
No. Not the side fuck doors. Oh. It's where the baggage claim, the very butt of the plane, the latch that when you put all the cargo up from the back, that's that thing. And maybe they changed now the planes, but you could lift the back in, and this goes down. And he jumped, and there's stairs. And he stepped off the back and jumped off. It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts.
So is there footage of this?
No, Andy.
You're watching this. What are you watching here?
Brody, is he... come on.
What are you...
Can I have a conversation with you? Get the mic, dude.
What are you watching? What are you watching? Like,
You're watching... You're not watching anything. You're trying to get an idea of what this guy did.
Did they reenact it?
Of course, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Did they reenact?
Yes, they do everything. Computer analyzation, where he could have gone, the wind speed, where the money was found.
So where do you think he went? Or where are they saying he went?
I'd say he died. If I was a betting man, I'd say it's so flush with force.
He 100% died. You think he's like walking around? Like
maybe. You don't know. That's the mystery of it, Andy. But it's so lush and so deep, thick forest out there in the Northwest. Where like Bigfoot's supposed to be and shit. That's where he landed. But they found the money. But you never. It's weird.
They found the money.
They found money. Yes.
Like all of it, or just like random?
No, random on the beach. These kids found it and it tied right to the serial number that they gave them.
Really?
Yes. It's unbelievable.
How much money did they find? I would have loved to find some of that money,
Yeah, but you don't. It's all torn up and stuff. It's all torn up.
You couldn't use it?
No, it's all torn. It's all cereal. Listen, how stupid to get money anyway? Because they know the serial number.
I'm surprised it didn't all land in the ocean. He probably landed in the ocean.
Yo, then that's probably better. Yeah.
Well, no, that's why they can't find him.
Maybe. Yeah, but your parachute.
Oh no, he's in the ocean.
Your parachute would still be out there though. It's interesting. It's hard to have a conversation with you.
No. Like I asked the right questions to get to the bottom of it. Really, in terms of what happened.
He doesn't know what to do if we're not talking hockey. Like he's flustered. He's trying to like get out of his own element, a little bit, and he's just flustered.
J.D. Cooper, huh? DB Cooper. Where is this documentary?
It's on Netflix. I've known about this for years.
Well, I'm going to have to watch it.
It's kind of cool.
When did it come out? And who's narrating it?
I don't know. Andy, it ain't that big of a deal. Ricky Martin, your boy, I know you loved him growing up. How's he doing
I don't know much about Ricky Martin, but you told me something very disturbing a few minutes ago. It didn't make my rundown for the show either. So
well, whatever. I mean, we can talk hockey. It is what it is.
No, I'd like to talk about a few other things, actually. What do you want? Well, yesterday was National Ice Cream Day. Okay?
Andy, don't bore everybody.
No, yesterday was National Ice Cream Day. I took my family to a place called Bombay. It's a Indian restaurant that has a vegan ice cream. I had a blueberry pie milkshake that was unbelievable, and they had there was like animal activists and stuff like that inside there. I had no idea there was like a rally going on.
Sounds like a party. Were they?
Oh yeah. Well,
were they taking super glue and gluing themselves? And
no,
shit?
But like you walk in there, like, hi, do you have tickets to be here? I'm like, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. I know you need tickets.
You know how much I love animals.
But the kids had Oreo sundaes and Oreo shakes. My wife had a mango vanilla twist soft serve made with oat milk. It was delicious, and highly recommend you go there if you want to get.
Are they a sponsor? Quit fucking pumping their tires up.
They very well could be.
Did they give you free food? Did they give Ty free food? Because then you can say his name. But don't pump his goddamn.
I paid for
There's
it.
a lot of people listening to this, and I don't know them, and it doesn't sound that good.
No.
So don't even.
It's delicious.
Unless the story's good.
I might go back. They've got chicken wings and stuff like that. I didn't try any of the food. But a sad story, Cam. I shared this with you before. I got to tell you about this. Okay, so. This place that we went to was kind of close to where I grew up. And it was a rainy day yesterday. Actually, it wasn't that hot out. It was like in the low 80s. Still felt hot. It's been so hot here that it rained yesterday, Cam. And on my deck in my driveway, the steam is just coming off of the ground, dude. You could just see the steam.
No, I was up at 4:30 this morning. I saw it.
Oh, today too? Like the steam's still going on today?
Man. I always talk about like the moon at night, because I'm able to see everything in the sky, unlike you, because I'm out in near the city, so I get to appreciate.
We see the moon, dude.
I have it shining in it where it wakes me up at night.
Oh,
because there's no obstruction because we're on the course.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, we see the moon too.
Yeah, I'm sure you do a little.
Yeah. But I drove my kids by like the house where I grew up and stuff like that. There was like several houses. We moved a lot. I didn't realize how much we moved until I said, yeah, we lived here, 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 and here. And, of course, the kids are like, oh, my God, how'd you guys all fit inside that house? Like, how do you all fit inside that house? It's like they have no idea.
Spoiled, man.
So when I was a kid, dude, I drove them by my elementary school. And when I was a kid, when I was in first grade, my friend Eddie died of cancer, dude, of leukemia. He, like, died. And I'll never forget when they made the announcement over the loudspeaker, and, like, the principal is crying and the teachers are crying. And they put they had all the kids come outside a few weeks later or whatever, and we put like a memorial stone in front of the school in honor of little Eddie, who passed away. It was a terrible, terrible tragedy back then. And you learn at a very young age, like you don't know anything about death or disease or cancer, and it's like, whoa, it was just really hardcore. And so I went there yesterday. I was like, wow, I hadn't been to my elementary school in probably like 30 years, dude. It's been a long time. And I went to go find the tombstone. I couldn't find it anywhere. It was nowhere to be found. We drove all around, and in the back of the school, there were all these deer back there, the biggest deer you've ever seen. I mean, huge racks on top of their head. They looked like buffalo. They were so big. And they were having a standoff with a bunch of geese that were standing there too. It was like the National Geographic Channel that was going on back there. It was just incredible. So we're about to leave. I can't find the tombstone. I'm like, wow, they moved Eddie's tombstone. It's not the real tombstone, but it's
memorial, dude.
It's the memorial.
I know. We've all been through this, but go
and
ahead.
So as I'm leaving, I see like the sun kind of come out a little bit, and there's this beautiful tree, Cam. I don't know if it's a maple tree. It could be a morning glory maple like I have them in my backyard. My Morning Glory maple, which is just getting bigger and bigger, Cam.
Yep.
I can't wait for the fall to see these leaves change colors, to see what colors they are. But I'm leaving the parking lot and kind of upset, like I was going to call the school and be like, hey, what'd you guys do with the stone? Sure enough, under this beautiful tree, there it is, man. I hadn't seen it in years and years and years. And it kind of hit me a little bit because I remember when I was a little kid, like having a friend, like you just don't know how to process that as a young kid.
Yeah, I know.
And to see this stone that is still there, I'm glad that it's still there, and I'm glad I could share that memory with my kids a little bit.
I'm sure they love that.
Well, I mean, just in terms of showing them where I grew up in this school, because Bombay, where I got the ice cream, the blueberry
don't
pie
even bring
ice
a shout
cream.
out, dude. They don't like we can't. You know,
it's very close to where I grew up back in the day.
Hey, I'm gonna give somebody. Thank you for that story. I'm gonna give a shout out to somebody though. Real talk here. Kelly Chase, our good friend.
Yes.
Well, we love you.
We know this, by the way.
We love you. This has been going on.
It's been going on for a while.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. He was taking those steroids. Those we kind of blowing like. I felt,
he didn't want anyone to know, and
we love you, dude.
And so we kept it very quiet.
I know.
But
Chaser's tough, man, and he's doing all.
They caught it at a very early stage, and I think the idea from the very beginning with that was that it was treatable. This is why it's important to get tested and to get screened. People tell you that all the time.
Yeah, I just did a PSA about it for the American Cancer Society.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. They're playing in all the stations in St. Louis, radio stations.
Really?
I did a pretty good job on that.
Have you been screened?
Not yet. I'm not 40.
Yeah.
I think you're 40 years old.
Is that
You
when
start
you
getting
do
screened.
it?
Yeah. So,
okay,
but you
or
go
maybe 50.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he's been getting his treatments out there in Idaho.
Yeah.
And
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, the quarterback.
Is it Wilson? Yeah.
Who's like
hanging
hanging out with his mom's friends.
And by the way,
his mom. You ever seen his mom?
She's whatever. And she's on like social media, like, stop making fun of my friends. No. I'm like, oh God, if I'm Zach Wilson, I'm like, Mom, get the fuck off of fucking Instagram, please. Good Lord.
Can I tell you?
Can it be about me? And are you an influencer? We don't need the money.
So to summarize what you're saying, though, big shout out to Chaser.
We love you, Chaser.
He came public with it on Instagram.
Yep.
So he's doing his thing out there in Idaho, and everything looks very promising and positive and whatever. But yeah, Zach Wilson. I would have never drafted this kid first overall.
I don't know.
Was he first overall?
I don't know enough about him. I think so, yeah.
I think he was.
So him and his girl got in a little jam.
Jets.
And his girl's like...
He may not have been first overall. Double check.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. So anyways, his ex-girl, he breaks up with a girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend goes over and starts hanging with one of his ex-best friend teammate. And she posts like, we're in love now. Everybody's like, you're a Jersey... whatever.
What?
So people on Twitter are like, you're a Jersey chaser, or whatever the phrase is that they called her. And she goes, well, I'm going to tell you what. Zach banged his mom's friend, and she thought that was going to, like, get him. And then, meanwhile, everybody in the NFL, everybody around the fucking world's like, hell yeah, Willie, hell yeah, Zachy. So, like, completely backfired on that girl.
Is that the side of the camp that are you, like, one of those guys being like, hell yeah, Willie? Like, where do you stand?
Banging your mom's hot friend, I don't give a shit.
They show a picture of her?
I mean, no, and they shouldn't, because that's not fair to her. But, oh, God, hit them Cougars up, dude. I'm toe dragging them every goddamn day. I mean, if I was a single man, but I'm not. I got my own Cougar. Although she's not, because she doesn't have any kids, so she's just good looking.
Is Kate older than you?
She's a year older than me.
Yeah.
I look like I'm 15 years older than her.
She runs your show. You do.
She runs my show.
You look.
Who are you kidding? You do everything in the household.
You look very
old
and run down.
I know.
And weathered.
I am.
You look like a baseball glove that was kept outside.
Jeez, Andy, that went
overnight.
Nice. Good God. I mean, I chirp you for telling stupid stories. You're bashing my look. Good Lord.
What? You look
Jesus.
so much older than you are.
Well, I did things, Andy. You know, I didn't just write blogs all fucking day. I was getting punched in the face, taking drugs, partying like a rock star.
You see
while you're sitting in the fucking office taking notes down, asking questions.
Hey, you see a lot of media people. They look old as shit too.
Yeah, I know, but they are old. I'm not.
It's all about you got to take care of yourself.
I got to take better care of myself as well.
And it's mind over matter.
No, it's not mind over matter. If you age, you age, dude. I mean, it is what it is.
I don't know. I feel like, what, if you go to like beautiful areas, whether it's mountain areas, beach communities. I don't even want to say beach community, but like real, you go to Hawaii or something. People look younger, dude. People look younger who grew up in little mountain communities because they're healthy.
Yeah, I get you.
You know that?
A lot of people look young in Denver
because they're healthy.
They're very active. And you go to middle of fucking Mississippi, go down to Mississippi, the most impoverished fucking area.
How do they look?
Everybody's fat.
Everybody's
fat. Well, okay, a majority are. Well, break it all down. If you look at the demographic of where all the fat people are.
Is it in Mississippi?
It's in Mississippi.
I think it's in
Arkansas.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It's in Missouri. It's in the fucking middle flyover states in these podunk towns.
They're unhealthy.
They don't have any. I'm dead serious. They don't have any money.
Iowa.
They don't have any money funneled to them in these little towns, and they have McDonald's and Wendy's everywhere, and that's the only thing they can afford. So they eat shit all day.
Iowa,
yes.
And you give me shit because I don't feed my kids fast food.
I never said that.
My kid.
No. Stop. I never said that. You don't have to get. I never said that. If you don't want to give him fast food, I don't fucking blame you on that. But like, if Ty wants a fucking chicken sandwich, like maybe he could eat that. Like you Ryan O'Reilly. Like Ryan O'Reilly's making $7 schmil. He doesn't give a fuck.
7.5, and he is vegan. And
Ryan,
my kids are not.
You always try to be like everybody else. Like you don't have to. Like just because
my kids are not.
You're Creve Coeur little nerd boys at the racket club, the vegan racket club of Creve Coeur. Just because they don't eat doesn't mean that you don't. Ty doesn't. Can't have a fucking steak once in a while. Like I know if you overdo it with red meat, if you overdo anything's bad. But let the kid eat a fucking steak. He might put some fucking LBs on, unlike you.
He goes to I'll take him to Chick-fil-A or something like that.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
There's
one other spot that I'll take him to. Lion's Choice is the other one, which is a local chain, I believe. I don't even know if it's available outside of the state.
I don't mind Lion's.
But it's just different. It's not a burger joint. But no, Cam, I've been listen, I've known about a healthy eating lifestyle and whatever long before these NHL players did. Okay, long before it became mainstream for a lot of these guys.
Andy,
so it's not one side. Yeah, but I didn't follow in anybody's footsteps
so why do you do it?
Who play in the NHL.
Give me the breakdown on why you do it.
Well, first off, it makes me feel good, and I feel great. I think it's something that fits my lifestyle, and it's very easy for me to eat that way. And my wife is a personal trainer. She's always been hardcore into nutrition and whatever.
She tells you what
So she's had some influence there.
It has nothing to do with anything.
She tells you. I went to college in a very healthy environment, up in the mountains where people ate healthy. I went and listen. True story.
Didn't eat meat in the mountains?
A lot of people.
Is that healthy? Is that considered healthy then? Is that what you're trying to say? Define healthy.
Like active lifestyle, eating healthy.
Okay, what about eating a rack of lamb with potatoes and veggies? Is that healthy?
Didn't see a lot of that.
This must have been a party where you're at.
I went and it was a party.
I bet.
It was a party. Hey, but
swinging dicks in the mountains.
No, I went and saw this guy speak. He was like the cattle rancher of not the cattle, like the Oprah Winfrey of cattle ranching, the Donald Trump of cattle ranching. Okay, like the biggest deal, and he became. So he was obviously in knee deep in the process of cattle ranching, and became a vegan, and told this whole story of what really goes on behind the scenes. And he was the same guy where I thought of Oprah for a second. I don't know why. He went on her show years later, and she said something like, "Oh, I'm never gonna eat another hamburger again." After hearing him talk, she got sued.
Oprah.
She got sued or whatever.
I bet you won't, Oprah.
But then this guy John Robbins, who I went and saw speak as well, he's the heir to the Baskin Robbins dude, and he grew up in the dairy industry, and wrote a book called Diet for a New America. I read that book, Cam. A very interesting book. Just if you just want to educate yourself, I think there may be something on Netflix or something maybe that he's produced.
I'll watch
that's a video. And I'm not crazy.
So no milk, no meat. What else? What else?
So I'm not crazy about it. In terms of it doesn't take over my life. But I don't know. I adapted to it, man.
I don't want to bash it.
And no, I adapted to it. And a lot of people, choose to eat.
I know. I do think that you go. I think you would go to places, and whoever you hang out with, you kind of emulate what they do.
No,
I feel in your little nerdy circle.
No,
I do think that, and that's okay. And I might be doing the same thing out in my nerdy circle out in the wealthy part of Franklin County. But we're cooking steaks. Oh man,
it's all good.
We're cooking steaks.
No, you should. I mean, hey, listen, I would never tell somebody what they should.
Don't overeat it, but I'm not a tomahawk today.
I don't preach about that type of stuff, dude.
Well, you talk about you being a vegan all the fucking time.
Well, and then you talk about it more than I do.
Then you insert healthy, meaning like, what do you mean healthy? I'm healthier than you because you eat meat. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if that's.
Probably am. I'm probably healthier than you.
You are 100% healthier, but it's not because of your eating habits.
You don't think?
I don't know. Maybe you are.
Come on, dude.
Maybe you are in every way possible.
Come on. Like, dude, that shit you eat from the gas station and whatever.
Yeah, but I got to get up early. There's nothing else to eat in the morning. I have tuna. I eat my healthiest in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat shit from the gas station. I eat like fruit, and then I'll have tuna in a can.
Can you get good stuff from the gas station? Like,
yeah, fruit.
Yeah,
you can get fruit, and I get protein shake, and I'll eat like this little tuna cans, and I'll fucking eat those. It's like a little ball of energy. So. But man, I don't know, dude. I gotta stop drinking.
To each their own. It really is what it comes down to. Whatever makes you feel good, man.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta get your mind right.
Listen, some people would have a real hard time doing it. Like it's just not for them. They couldn't be that disciplined. Yeah. They wouldn't have that willpower. They wouldn't like it.
I know.
But there's a lot of people who do. And listen, you do everything. Kind of in stride. You know what I'm saying?
Andy.
Like you don't.
He's just giving advice.
You don't have to like go crazy.
Tony, you're Tony Robbins.
You don't have to. Those big teeth.
Big old fucking face.
He was come on later. Like,
remember
Tony
Shallow
Robbins.
Hal? Remember Shallow Hal?
No. Movie? So like whatever makes you like, hey, whatever. Like, and then you just kind of get adjusted to it and used to it, and it is what it is. But I will, man. I've got no problem with anybody who eats meat. And I'll make a steak, whatever. My kids, I make meat for them all the time.
No, you don't.
Sure do. Hot dogs and hamburgers and
all right.
chicken and turkey sandwiches.
Turkey
hamburgers for lunch.
I know, man. It's all
so
good.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Because it is kind of nerdy. Like, don't get me wrong.
Well,
but,
what do you mean nerdy? I mean, what does that?
Well,
even
just a lot of things you do is kind of nerdy, and it's all good.
To eat good?
Well, just like you, I'm gonna get ice cream. It's ice cream day today, but I'm gonna go get the non-ice cream kind. It's gonna be the soy version. Like you're just kind of nerdy, man. It's all good. I love you.
Hey, listen,
but it is what it is.
Listen, it's just for fun.
Like
it's all fun.
What do you mean it's all for fun? So you didn't go there?
No, I did go there.
Then what do you mean?
Bombay. It's
cool. Saying it.
Bombay, dude.
God.
This place. I'm gonna bring you some. I'm gonna bring you some chicken wings.
You're probably gonna
next
outlive
week.
me like you can't believe, but I still, I'm not going to a dinner party with you.
Why? I'm a hell of a cook.
No,
I'm a great cook.
But it's
I'm a great cook.
I know, but it's just not going to be.
And I'm an ambassador for Traeger.
I know, but it's just not going to be my cup of tea. That's all. It's all.
Why?
Good.
I'll make you some great
soy
stuff.
burgers or something.
No, I'll make you whatever you want.
Okay.
All right, listen.
I don't know if you know how to cook a good steak. If I want to,
Cam,
that's
I can
all.
cook anything.
I don't know. I like fucking brisket.
Anything.
I like beef ribs. I like ribs. I like fucking peg. I love.
Do you know? I really enjoy cooking, like barbecue.
Me too, man. I love it. I jam out and I do my thing.
Oh yeah. You know what I had the Counting Crows going yesterday. Listen, because here's the deal. I hadn't listened to the Counting Crows in so long.
Counting Crows.
Have you know who they are?
Yeah, man.
Like old school,
90s,
right?
Yeah.
So my kids.
La 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 la.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So my kids, like we're just kind of like at each other's throats. They were loud. And I find in my house, if you turn the TV off and you put music on, everybody just chills.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Everyone's calm and quiet. So I've got this video, dude. I should show it to you. I should put it up there. I put the music on, and like instantly, the dog, Blay, fell asleep. Ivy was just like chill out. And then and Ty just like fell asleep on the couch. Just like music is for the soul. We've heard that for years and years and years. People, I'm telling you out there, if anything gets too crazy, put some music on. Somebody breaks in your house and they got a gun or whatever, put some music on. They may just calm down. You never know.
That's a dumb thing to say. But I will say, though, music got me out of a lot of jams, man. I dug myself a bunch of nasty, nasty holes, and listening to music got me out of the not sleeping for 8 days. See,
music is very powerful, Cam.
And I'll just jam out, and I'd have to get pumped up to fight guys that are 6'9", and I'd be withdrawing, and I might have to listen to Pantera, like, let's go, get me going.
Yeah.
Just to get in there and get into
and that's why,
do it, man.
So, like, so many years of my youth, my summers were spent, like, going to, like, festivals and stuff like that. I love music, dude.
Hey, here's another thing, though. All y'all out there working your ass off, I'm telling you this, and I'm going to tell you it again. You got to find your fucking chill zone. I haven't said that in a while, but you know what I'm talking about. All y'all out there busting your fucking ass all week. This weekend, you find it. Get your goddamn mind right. Kick your feet up and jam out.
Yeah.
Jam out. Listen, if you haven't listened, I haven't listened to music in a long time because I kind of got away from it because I like listening to things that inform me on things so I could get through fucking shit, you know? I could listen to hockey stuff or politics or whatever just to kind of inform myself, so I didn't really listen to music. But, man, some of the songs that you used to listen to, if you jam out and you're in a good spot, looking over the lake, looking over a fire in the backyard or whatever, and you get that song you haven't heard in 10 years, you're going to feel goddamn good.
But even if
you're going to feel good.
Even if you're just inside the house, dude,
yeah,
and you're
whatever.
cooking, or if you're just reading a book.
Well,
or, no,
you don't want to read a book.
You know, I'm just saying,
at the same time.
but all different types of music, man.
If I'm going to read a book, especially the Stephen King book, which my favorite of all favorites, I love scary goddamn books. I love them. If I'm going to do that, I'm fucking turning the lights out. I'm putting the fire on.
You read that book by
I'm going to fucking
L. Ron Hubbard from back in the day.
I'm going to read. I like scary books, dude. I like scary stories.
Really?
I like long, drawn out ghost stories.
Will you like sit around and like read? Like, when's the last time you read a book?
I haven't read a long book in a while.
No, like opened a book and sat down and read.
When I was probably the last time I was.
Okay.
I did it.
Well,
no, I did it.
Well, you don't read.
3 years.
It's been longer than that.
No, it's been. I read a documentary on Pantera. I read a bunch of stuff. But I read
a documentary.
Andy,
on
that's
Pantera.
all I do is fucking read all.
That's the scary book. That is a scary book. That sounds very.
Well,
scary,
all I do is
actually.
read all day. I mean, that's all I do is read.
And you
shit
read like sports.
No, I don't. I read everything but sports. Sports is kind of like, unless it's a big cool thing. Like I got to be into baseball because of shit, you know. And we're in St. Louis, Andy. You know how it is. You know more about sports than I do. Yeah, you 100% do.
But I
can't get into
like obsessed with.
I'm obsessed with everything else. I'm obsessed with fucking what happened 12,000 years ago. I'm obsessed with fucking natural disasters. I'm obsessed with weather. I don't know, that kind of stuff. Like I'm so interested. I'm curious on all kinds of shit. And fucking sports. I like hockey. I love hockey. I like UFC. I love football on a fucking Sunday, chilling out. But I'm not obsessed with it. I'm not gambling on it. I need to know everything you need to know about the Blues. I need to know some shit about the Cardinals. Kind of a little bit about baseball. But other than that, I'm interested in everything fucking else.
Yeah, no, I am too. Actually,
no, you're not.
No, I'm interested in a lot of different things.
Though.
Yes,
you act like you are.
I did watch the Unrivaled last night.
Yeah, but we already know everything about that. Everything. We've had Claude Lemieux. We've had Darren McCarty. We've had everybody associated with that.
Adam Foote, who was on there.
We had
Scotty Bowman, who was on there.
Like we know
Chris
everything.
Osgood has been on with us.
I know.
I'm just trying to think of like.
We're missing a couple more.
Mark Crawford was on with us.
That's what I mean.
I'm just trying to think of how many people that were in this documentary that we had on. Now, I will say, because, you know, Claude Lemieux and Darren McCarty also we had on. A lot of the stories that Claude shared. Is Claude. It's not Claude.
I know.
He had told on the podcast already. But you know what? You match it with the video. I mean, it's interesting. It's a good rivalry. There's no question. You know?
I was watching this other thing last night, too. It's called the Coliseum, you know, and it's on History Channel, and it's just like just kind of how the Coliseum was built back in the fucking day,
in Rome,
79 AD or whatever it was, how they fucking made that thing. It was unbelievable. It's cool, like that shit, man. And when I get up on a Saturday, I get up before Kate because I can't sleep in. I get up with Boo Boo, the kitty, and we chill, and I'll put on Aerial America. And I'll open up everything and look at the beautiful backyard. I'll put on Aero America because I break down every state, and it's so cool. Even if I've seen it a million times, it's interesting. You learn things. And I'll put a thing of bacon on, baby, and I'll put the lid over, and I'll cook it really slow so it smells a house of bacon when you get up.
Does your smoke alarm go off?
No, it just steams it. I put the lid on.
I've been cooking a lot recently, and the smoke alarm keeps going off.
Well, yes, that means you're doing something wrong, homie.
I just think it's like the most sensitive smoke alarm that they put in my house.
That means you're doing something wrong.
But this is why I like to travel, though, Cam. I like to see other parts of the country. I think it's important, man.
I agree with that.
You know, to get out and see things. I love traveling. Traveling is probably the most important thing that I can do. Like for myself, for my own well-being, for my own mental well-being.
Here's the bitch of it.
I have to know that I'm leaving town, that I'm going to do something else. That it keeps your energy, your batteries. Like, you know,
you spend a lot of money going out to South Carolina. Let's be honest here, okay?
South Carolina was not cheap.
It was not fucking cheap. But here's my no. Let me explain something.
Yeah.
For me, I ain't fucking getting on a plane unless I have to. I'm going down the fucking. I know you didn't. Yeah. And it's still a pain in the ass, dude. You're a fucking scrambly as shit now. Bullshit. It was a 15-hour drive.
13.
It's a long drive. But my point to you,
I can do it.
Yeah, but it wears you out. and it was expensive. Here's my point to you. You could go to Missouri, just like that fucking little place we talked about that's 45 minutes away, up in those little cute little hills up there. What's it called? Wait, and they had those cabins with the A-frame. They're called for like $400,000 if you want to buy one, but you rent those out. You could buy a cool little boat there.
It's 45 minutes outside.
Well, I'm just saying how much easier it is.
It's still 100 degrees. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Those are like man-made lakes and man-made little. I'm not. That's cool for some people.
Okay,
and
drive
like
13
that.
hours to South Carolina with a bunch of old people.
No, I don't need to
and
do
then like
that.
act like it's not. You know,
I don't need.
That's a lot of money.
That's something different. Like,
you could do a lot of shit in Missouri.
I've driven like 14 hours to Colorado, like in the past too. My max drive, that's like a once in 5 years that I will go that distance.
That's what I mean.
So now I'm back at about like a 7-hour max.
Yeah.
For driving.
Go down to Table Rock.
So, I'm looking to
Missouri.
get out of town one more time before the season starts and before the kids start up with school, dude, because it's a grind, man. Once things get going,
I know.
between all my kids' activities and school and work, dude, it is an absolute grind. And you got to get that mental refresher, dude. It's important to recharge those batteries and see things.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of cool places in a smaller radius.
Each their own, man. I don't mind going a further
I'm just giving you advice, dude. Why don't you take it and put it in your back pocket?
But I went there in February.
Why do you think you call me
I went down there,
and we brainstorm on things because you want my advice?
I went down there like in February, whatever. I did that recently.
I mean, fuck. You get home, you got to clean your car out. You got this, you got that. You were scrambly for like a day and a half. I evaluate you more than you think, just so you know.
But honestly, it wasn't.
Like you evaluate me.
It wasn't too bad. I think some people would have like a real like hard. You know what? We get through it, dude.
I know,
no
and
problem.
as you should. That's good. That's a good thing.
Like low stress, dude.
Hey, you should do this too. Go get a fucking badass RV. Well, you don't have a car to pull it. You don't have a car to pull one, but get a cool RV and go up the fucking Grand Tetons. I want to say this about the podcast. So I've noticed, I was doing that thing at that game, and a lot of these young kids, 13, 14, 12, are like, yeah, we love the podcast. I'm like, oh, 12. I'm like, damn. But then, so we got that going, and then we have the 35 to 48-year-old women that listen to this podcast.
What percentage of their listeners are women?
I think we have 25%.
Oh, it's gone up.
And I think we're doing pretty good with that. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I think because if the women folk listen and they think it's funny, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Well, the women,
and we're pretty. I'm kind of crazy on here, and I kind of thought maybe I'd scare them away a little bit.
Women are smarter than men anyway. You know that. Yeah.
I mean, some are.
Yeah.
Some men are smarter than some women. I mean, look, Andy, you say these like just broad fucking.
There's a
things.
song that says that's the women are smarter. You've heard that song before.
I mean, in a lot of cases they are, and Kate's a lot smarter than me in a lot of things.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You're smarter than me in a lot of things.
Yeah, probably.
I'm smarter than you in a lot of things too.
But that's where. Hey, listen. Everybody is probably smarter than the next person at something.
Yeah. Well.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying too. But we all have our own thing.
Everybody has something.
I could walk into a room right now and make and get the room and talk to people, and hopefully they're like, he's easy to talk to. Like socially, I've been good, really good. My dad taught me that. I'll shake your hand, look in the eye. I'll be interested, and I'll listen to you.
There's a major golf event coming to St. Louis that you know.
What?
The Legends golf event, whatever the
pro players
through the through Ascension charity golf tournament, whatever. They get all the big dogs that come here. It's a PGA event.
Oh, really? Like where Berube would play with Pang Dog?
But it's a PGA event, too. Like, they have a PGA tournament, and then they also have
celebrities.
They have that celebrity, like,
What are you trying to say? We're going to go in?
No, I'm emceeing the event.
Oh.
That's
right.
We had our big meeting about it last week, and I'm emceeing it.
Hey.
And I'm looking forward to actually emceeing. And you know what? Like, and I'll joke around, man. Like, I'm not there because of my golf game, as we know. But like, you know what? It's a cool event coming here.
Yeah,
there's be a lot of dignitaries there.
Schmingle around.
Lunch, I'd like you to go to the luncheon.
I might do that for you.
I'd like you to go to the luncheon. You can sit with Laurie. If Kate wants to come. I think
I'll go to it. And
yeah,
we'll
a lot of big dogs are going to be there.
That's the one thing I will do for you, because that's a big deal.
Sit at Berube's table or
that's
something.
A big deal for you, and I will come support you. You came and supported me when I was in hockey, Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I'll do that for you, because that's a big deal. But if you're going to tell me to go to some like suit place and be like, I'm not doing that.
Well, that was cool too.
I know, but I ain't gonna do it.
Baruby and I had we hosted that event too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to that.
The cocktail party.
This is a different story. And you might need my help on fucking stage, too. Let's be honest here.
I'll be good.
They might take the mic away from you and give it to me.
No.
Although I don't know if I know how to talk about golf. I'm not good at it.
I got a script, dude. You just follow the script.
All right.
And I'll go off.
Because you don't know you don't know a lot of things about golf.
I'm not like analyzing golf.
I know, but you need to know the like funny things and need to know the lingo a little bit, Andy. You don't know fuck from shit.
Do you think it's my golf swing that got me this gig?
I think you think it athleticism,
is?
Your unathleticism got you this. I think the video that I got you.
And then we are, another charity reached out and said, would you guys donate a foursome? So I said, Cam, you got to donate a foursome at the course.
At my course?
At your course. And, you were hesitant. You tried to be cheap. I said, don't be cheap on this.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, you said.
No, what are you talking about?
Okay,
I said I wouldn't go to any other course unless it's mine.
You said make sure they're cool, whoever wins it.
Well, yeah.
I have no control over that.
Well, you better make sure they're fucking cool.
So if they're not, we just got to go play golf with these individuals. And then are we playing in another golf tournament too? There was a text message that went out last night. You never responded to it.
I was probably sleeping.
At the Blues Warriors event.
Oh, Reed Lowe sent it to me. I don't respond to him sometimes.
I was on
He's in Cabo anyway.
He's in Cabo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know I was going to this, but I'll be happy to go.
That's for the military, dude. This is that's for like wounded warriors and all that shit. Hell yeah, we're going to that. Mm-hmm. Fucking right.
There's a little bit of a conflict I have that day.
I don't give a shit. You're going to that one.
Know.
That's for the
I'm
shit
going
kickers.
to like a coaching seminar that Ryan O'Reilly's dad's put.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Brian O'Reilly.
I did see. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love what I'm doing here. I love the radio. I love podcasts. But it was kind of cool to see, like, Chris Thorborn out there with the young kids running the practice and, like, talking to them.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't get involved with stuff like that.
They don't ask me to do it.
Well, listen.
I don't ask.
I talked to an NHL executive.
I'll just go hang out with the guys and pump their tires up.
I talked to an NHL, and I'm going to get you in there for next year, maybe.
Yeah, just for the beginning part. That's all. Just to hang with the young kids.
But I talked to an NHL executive about this the other day, who's gotten jobs. He's been with different organizations and whatever. And he said, you know what? I've never gotten a job because somebody called me and said, hey, I want you to come work for me. It's always because I always reach out to them and say, hey, what do you have going on? I'm looking for this, looking for that, whatever. Yeah. And so what I'm telling you, Cam, if you want to sit around and think somebody's going to call you.
Well, I'm doing pretty goddamn good. I can't put anything else on my plate.
You're not going to end up there. Like, if you want to do something, sometimes you have to let people know that you want to do it.
Yeah, well, I didn't know I wanted to do it until I saw Chris Thorburn.
You think Army just called Matt D'Agostini?
Yeah, I ain't scouting.
Or Chris Thorburn?
Wait, I have a great job. Make great money.
They reached out to the Blues and to Army, probably said, hey, listen, I'd love to get involved with something.
What I got going with me and you and the radio show is better than
a lot of people. You're not hearing me out. I'm not saying that.
Then what do you say?
You're saying, hey, you're not going to lie, you saw Chris. I'm like, if you want to do stuff like that, you just got to reach out.
Yeah, it's more not even like a paid thing. It's more like just to go for the rookie camp and say, hey, or
you
something.
Go reach out,
Yeah. Well, they'll hear it here. There you go. I just did.
And just let people know.
I don't like to bug people, though.
Sometimes you expect these people that are in position to hire people that they're mind readers and that they automatically know.
You're right, Andy.
They're not.
I know. I can't put anything else on my plate, like, as far as, like, our hours are weird. I got to cater to you. I'm always right. Whenever you're scrambly with what you got going.
We just had Koharski on.
Yeah.
He got that TNT gig.
Know.
They didn't call him.
I know.
He called them.
I'm not reaching. I don't want anybody thinking like I'm reaching. I just saw Chris Thorburn, and he's talking to those young kids, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was right there talking to kids.
And I said to Thor, I said, how come you haven't come on the podcast yet? He's like, well, you haven't asked me.
Well, yeah. Well, he's got to come in here, dude. He's not calling in, so
he has to call and ask me to come. No, I'm joking.
No, he needs to come in here though, and we'll have a couple of beer and we'll fucking chill like Sonny.
I know.
But that's all, Andy. I don't want Art because if they do listen to it, and I'm not saying it. I did though, and I'm like, it'd be cool. I should have fucking went and watched. Is what I should have done after the show.
Ty came with me every day.
I know. I should have went. I should have went with you guys right after the show. Mm-hmm. But I am fucking worn out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get worn the fuck out.
I enjoy Prospect Camp. I like to see. And they always have some local kids out there too. So
I like to talk to the kids, and especially and like do like drills with them or something.
A few years back, I like that Newlywed Game. Remember, like back in the day, Chuck Woolery. I'll be back in 2 and 2. You remember that show?
Yeah,
back
I don't
in
watch
the day.
Bullshit.
Okay, so they'd ask you a question, and and then the other person would have to guess what the answer is, and then they turn around the board at the same time. I did that with the prospects. And they had like roommates, during the week, and it was like, how well do you know your roommate? And you'd ask them questions.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, so
sorry, I never know where your stories
but being
are going.
with the kids, like, and being with like these prospects, it's cool, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I should be right there with you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe you'll come to the draft with me next year. You know where it's at?
Where?
And I think we should like do some stuff live in Nashville.
Fuck yeah, motherfucker. You got dang right, boy.
It's not official, but that's the
4-hour drive? Yes, let's go. You're damn right. We know a lot of people down there.
Yeah.
A lot of cool-ass cats, dude.
And maybe we'll try to set some stuff up in Nashville.
Yeah. I might have to take...
Although they traded away my boy, Lukey Cunnin.
I might have to take you-know-who.
Kate?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
I'm just saying.
You're one of those, though. Like, you will not... You can't, like... My wife will go to...
It's not fair
My wife has been to the draft with me on several occasions, and it's always based on where the location is.
Yeah, and the point is, like, it's not fair to just go down. Like, that's a good trip for her to go down. We'll have a good time. We'll fucking party, dude. Let's do it. You could bring Lori.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the guys down there, their girls are there anyway. They're going to be, like, the guys that live down there.
I love Nashville.
Let's go fucking call them. Like, dude, that'd be fun.
I don't love the organization that much, but I love Nashville.
Lukey Cunnin. What happened to him?
They traded him.
Why?
I just think that, I don't know, man. I mean, his production dipped a little bit, but, he scored 15 goals a couple years ago with Minnesota. I think sometimes, you ask a player to be something that maybe he's not. He's focusing a little too much on the defensive side. His minutes were down a little bit, and maybe it took away some of that ability that he has to produce offense away from him.
Offense, because it's nice to be getting back.
Listen, typically, Cam, as you know, when you see trades made nowadays, especially when it's followed up with a big-time signing, which they had with Philip Forsberg, it's usually you got to create cap space.
Yeah, I get you. What was he making?
A little over $2 million, but $2 million is a good amount of cap space.
Okay, I didn't know he was making that much.
Or actually, I think he's an RFA right now. So that's what he made last year. But so he's going to have to be.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's more to it. I know. I
just
like
always
Lukey, man.
There's always the business side.
He's a good kid. He's a tough kid.
Always the business side. Like David Perron is like learning. I shouldn't say learning because he knows this anyway. Yeah. But I think the fans maybe are learning a little bit. Those who didn't know already that everything's a business.
No shit.
It's all about business.
And you only got a certain amount of money you can spend.
And people look at it like, wow, this is like a marriage. How are you going to break up this marriage? This guy who loves St. Louis loves him. And, it's tough, man, because
you can't compare being a hockey player to a particular team, a marriage. That's the stupidest comparison. You're guaranteed to divorce. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen one way or the other even if you retire.
Not guaranteed. Some guys play their entire career.
So look at the percentage. Mm-hmm. So don't call what's the percentage on it?
It's very small. Oh, smaller than that.
3?
Smaller.
Than 1?
Yeah, probably 1%.
Then there you go.
Like Patty,
so don't call it a marriage.
Maybe Patty Kane. Who knows? That's probably going to break up at some point too.
Well, I know, but you're going to leave for the most part.
Patrice Bergeron, maybe that he plays particular his entire career.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I mean, so and you got to be the elite of the elite of the elite superstar for the most part for that to happen too.
Yeah. Because you're going to chase some coin because you're not getting what you want there.
Well, or teams are going to move on from you or whatever.
Exactly.
Listen, David loved St. Louis. St. Louis loved him. I think they tried to move some contracts around, trying to find a way to free up some money to sign him. But, I had never seen in my life, covering the Blues here in St. Louis, this emotional of a breakup. And I've seen a lot of good players move on, man.
Yeah,
I came on board right after Hall. I came on board right after Brett Hall got moved. He was playing in Dallas when I started covering the team. And so I'm sure there were, some hard feelings there. But, I've seen Pronger get moved. I've seen TJ Oshie get moved. I've seen Alex Pietrangelo, David Backes. Both guys were captains of the team at the time when they got traded or when they left the organization. And I've seen it. But I've never felt this type of emotion from a fan base and from the player. Yeah. Because for David Perron, man, this was tough because if you look at it from his perspective, and I know everyone focuses on, well, he's been with the Blues on 3 separate occasions. But if you look at it from his perspective, Cam, well, he got traded one time. He was left unprotected another time. So there were reasons as to why he had to come back. They kept, he's like getting traded. He's left unprotected. And now, he has arguably his top 2 seasons of his career and certainly his best playoff of his career, and he doesn't get re-signed. So I think it's probably difficult for the player in this situation to understand how it came to this. But I think if you're the team, it's all about business, and you're thinking not just now, but also into next year. And you've got players that are getting raises. We already know Robert Thomas is getting a raise. Jordan Kyrie's is going to get a raise. Ryan O'Reilly's going to get another contract. And I think they want to leave themselves some flexibility in the event that they're able to make some type of blockbuster trade or acquire a player that's going to require a big-time contract and big-time salary. And the first name that comes to mind is Matthew Tkachuk, and we'll see how that plays out with him in Calgary. I know they want to sign him, and we'll see if they're able to get that done. But so, listen, I truly believe this was a difficult decision for Blues management. And it wasn't like, hey, we're just going to move on from David Perron. But he's a great player, obviously a great power play player. He's not getting any younger. I'm sure that came into play as well. If you're management with the Blues, you're thinking about all of that 5-on-5 scoring, all of that type of stuff. But the Red Wings are getting a good player, man, and getting a good leader and a guy who's going to help that franchise get to that next level.
Yeah, the Red Wings are going to be fun, man. They're going to be fun to watch eventually here. A lot of funny chirps. Is Stevie Y going to trade for the Arch?
Do you like that? Is that funny?
No, that's why I fake laughed.
Oh.
Good God.
I know. Like, that was
a fake laugh.
Well, they've got, 5 former Blues now?
But whatever. It's not like the old days.
Fabry's hurt.
It'd be cool to play for the Red Wings.
Original 16.
Yeah, man. They love you up there. Nice rink.
Great rink.
Yeah.
Great facilities.
Yeah. I mean, Detroit's kind of fucked up.
Stevie Y knows what he's doing, man. He's in charge. Even watching that documentary, he's just so serious all the time.
I know, but he's tough, though. Like, he'd get – I remember those, like, Probert fights, with, like, McSorley. Like, he's standing on the bench, like, get him! And he's, like, showing the belt to don't – like.
You think he, like, laughs behind the scenes and, like,
yes,
parties? And
yes, I do.
He's, like, one of the boys.
Yep. I think he's still stoic, but I still think he's just, like, I bet.
I think you're right.
I think they're all, for the most part, like that. Look at Scotty Mellenby, who we love.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, like, crazy, but like, he talked, like, you see him. And if you talk, if Scotty Mellenby walks in the room, you're like, God damn, like, what's up?
Al
like,
McKinnis, too.
Oh, hell yeah. Al's cool shit, too. I love Al. And Mel, like, I see Mel more than Al, I think, and talk to him. And, like, it's just different. He's funny. He's cool. But when he fucking goes in that room and it's business, like, you're like, what's up?
Yeah. No, he requires your attention.
Yes, he does.
So I
love that.
So Yzerman, and you hear, like, even like Oscar Sundqvist saying, hey, man, like, he's kind of like terrifying the first time you meet him. Like, you just know he's in charge.
I know.
You've heard people say that about Army, too, a little bit.
Fuck yes. Army walks into a room. Come on. Lou, the big boys, they walk into a room. You're like, okay, what? All right, get up. What?
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
What do you got to say?
Like, there's no question who's in charge.
Yep.
So, so I think Yzerman, he just knows what he's doing, and like, and he's getting good players, man. Sundqvist is a good player. Fabry's a good player. Husso's a good player.
Husso, my sister.
Perron's a good player. Like, they just got a bunch of these guys. Jake Wallman's a good,
He's fast, man. I like Jakey Wallman.
Yeah,
Little shout out. He listens, dude.
Yeah. What, does he, like, send you, like, messages and stuff?
No, but he when we first started, like, he was listening, and I remember talking to him.
I like Jake the Snake. He's a good kid.
Jake Allen?
Oh, well, him.
Because that's Jake the Snake.
He is, too. But, like, well, anybody who's named
Hey, did we
Jake,
talk about the Gaudreau thing?
We'll get into that. Anybody who's into anybody whose name is Jake is automatically Jake the Snake. I mean, they've all been called Jake the Snake at some point.
As a wrestler
so
back
I was talking about Jake Wallman. All right, Johnny Gaudreau. I mean, okay. I got so many different directions to go here. First off, I don't like the way he handled the situation with Calgary. I'll throw that out there. I thought he strung him on.
All you Calgary fans, we love all you.
He strung him on.
Yep, we know you fucking Albertans.
Like, why was it necessary to go down to the wire? Everyone,
I know.
Remember I gave it a 0% chance from, like, several months ago. People knew he was not re-signing in Calgary. And further evidence is the fact that he took less money to go to Columbus than to stay in Calgary. Tells you all you need to know, that he was not re-signing in Calgary.
Why?
Well, he probably wanted to come back to the States, be closer to home.
Come back to the States.
Not get home, but be closer to home. And so I get that. I think his idea all along was that maybe he'd come back and play for the Flyers.
COVID and the government having something to do with it?
Well, I don't know, man. That's a question for him. That's a question for him. Okay? But, like, Blake Coleman's an American, signed a 5-year deal there last year or whatever. Like, you see guys sign with Canadian teams. I would and listen. Though politically, it's a little different there right now. We all know that. But there's something about playing for a Canadian team too.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
And he was a god there. And
he was.
And they're good.
So this situation, like he wanted to sign in Philly. I don't know what happened with Philly. Philly obviously has their eye and hoping to be in position to get that number 1 overall pick for next year. Connor Bedard is supposed to be, and he is. We've seen him play. He's a hell of a talent, and obviously he's a generational guy. And maybe he falls in that, McDavid, McKinnon, Kane category. Oh, really? So maybe maybe Gaudreau was too good for them right now. I don't know. I mean, the Rangers got high picks, and they went out and signed Panarin. So I mean, you can still have good players on your team. But I don't know how they said they didn't have the money necessary, like how they didn't prepare for that. When a player like that, who's from your backyard, becomes available, I thought maybe they would do everything they possibly could do to get him to sign there, and I think a lot of people expected that too. In the case of Columbus, listen, we all know Columbus is a nice town and whatever.
No, it is a very nice town.
No, it's a very nice town.
It's a very nice and cheap.
Okay, but I don't think this automatically means that guys are going to start signing there left and right.
Well, why not?
Well, you start offering
Columbus is actually a very, very nice town.
100%.
And the rink's nice. No. And the rinks are nice. It's like huge setup. Nice. The area right there is lovely.
It's a very intellectual town.
You could build a monster house there.
It's a white-collar town.
Not that much crime.
Listen, white-collar town.
Just let you know.
Intellectual town.
Big college town. You got money.
It's an academic town. There's a lot of pluses. But still in the NHL economic world, they're no different than anybody else. You start offering players, close to $10 million per year, they're coming. You know what I'm saying? You'll get them. I'll say this about Columbus, because they're celebrating getting Johnny Gaudreau, as they should. Okay, you get the number 1 prize.
Yarmo did a good job. Give him a shout out.
And JD's been good at this for a long time. JD, listen, he got Panarin to sign in New York, and I know it's Madison Square Garden in New York City, different situation, but he still got him there, and he knew him before from Columbus. He signed Paul Kariya. I know it's on a much smaller scale, but Kariya was a big time name years ago. The Blues weren't very good, and he convinced Kariya to come to St. Louis. So
loved him.
So JD and Yarmo have proven in the past that they can do these type of things. They can convince players to sign. But now you got the player. So what are you going to do with the player? You going to surround him with other great players? You going to get other great players to come? You going to start winning? Are you going to win? Because now you got to win. Now the real pressure, if you're the owner and your general manager and whoever else convinced you to sign this player that required this much money, well, now it's time to start winning.
Well, yeah. And so why wouldn't you want to be in that position, or to be like, let's just be mediocre and have that? No, you got to try to go for it.
100%. That's what you do. So you get that player.
Damn right.
Now you got to start winning.
I know.
So now there's that pressure that comes with it.
And that's what they want.
There's pressure on management. There's pressure everywhere because, hey, they just got Johnny Gaudreau. So now it's the mindset of the franchise probably changed a little bit because you have this player. And so now it's what are you going to do with him? Now that you have him, are you going to start winning with him?
Oh yeah, you got to surround them with some good players.
And they have some good players.
They got some players.
I like some of the players they have. This Sillinger kid's going to be really good. Obviously, Werenski's a number 1 defenseman in the NHL. Boone Jenner's a good leader, a good young player still. Yep. What they do in goal moving forward down the line will be interesting.
Maybe this will get Patrick Laine to fucking.
Well, Laine is going to be interesting too because he's in a similar situation as Matthew Tkachuk. He's 1 year away from UFA. They don't want to sign him to a 1-year deal. They want to lock him up long term. Can they do that? Is going to be the question because as it sits right now when we're recording, I don't think they're super close to agreeing on a long-term extension. So we'll see how that plays out. But there's no doubt the players who have played in Columbus over the years, Cam, have always spoke highly of Columbus. I remember saying to JD years ago when he was still working with the Blues, and he had actually went and met with Columbus's ownership. It was right before JD had parted ways with the St. Louis Blues. But he had gone and met with Columbus. It was kind of kept under wraps, but maybe it got out a little bit. And I remember saying to him, because I didn't really know, and I said, why would you want to go there? He said, are you kidding me? You know how nice it is there.
That's what I told you.
And
it is.
And so, from Cam Atkinson and all these other guys who have come out who have played there, and then, Rick Nash, who's back there.
Our boy.
And they got a number of former Columbus Blue Jacket, alumni who are now living there.
And I also know that
they've increased
I know the good cities,
the minor hockey and whatever. So
it's Ohio's not bad.
And it's a college town. Ohio State, obviously one of the premier universities in the country.
A lot of women folk go to that college.
So I would never sit here like you don't have to convince me that Columbus is a nice city, but
cheap too.
But are they a quality competitive organization that players want to play for?
That's a different story.
And so that's now they're on the radar. They just got Johnny Gaudreau. Now you got to start winning because
how's their ownership?
Very strong.
Then there you go.
But
so steady then.
But again,
and Yarmo, and you got some guys in play.
But you hear me out though.
Jody Shelley, shout out.
Oh yeah. But you understand what I'm saying.
I do, Andy, 100%, man. It's different between the city and the fucking organization. Completely agree. Mm-hmm. But if their ownership group's okay, they got money and they're willing to spend.
Yeah. Okay, so Columbus is great. We get that. Yeah. We get that.
So
now you got the player. You got to start winning. All right, a couple things to get into before we get to our guest today, Tony Deangelo. Great conversation with him. You're going to want to listen to all of that. Vegas. I don't know what's going on in Vegas, dude. They're just handing
nothing
out
good.
Max Pacioretty, just giving them away for nothing, man. That's tough when you have to, when your situation is in that dire straits that you just have to basically give away players, And they had the Vezina winning, goaltender the year before, and they essentially gave him away for nothing. So I don't know, man.
Well, we just had him on the pod too.
We did, and it's a unique situation. Unique situation there in Vegas, and I just don't know where they're at, man. I don't know where they're at. They have a lot of good players on their roster, Cam, but I just don't know what the environment is like. So much of winning is a culture, and you want to have great players, and great players certainly go a long way, and they've got a lot of really good players in that roster. Don't get me wrong, that are still there. But with that being said, I think people are just wondering what's going on, and are they truly in the right mindset mentally to be considered legit Stanley Cup contenders?
I don't know. They're going a different direction than, let's say, like an Ottawa. Like, I think Ottawa's going to be
Ottawa's been my favorite team for the last couple of years. You know what? Listen.
Wait.
Yeah.
Settle down.
I've been saying that. Have I not said that?
Yeah, but
last year I kind of jumped off the bandwagon.
Yeah, they weren't that fucking good.
Last year I jumped off the bandwagon. The year before I was on the bandwagon.
We love Brady and all that. But, and Watson.
Well, it's like watching them play. They had, and this Josh Norris is good too, man. People don't even realize. We talked to their head coach, DJ Smith, when he came on with us about Josh Norris.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, people may not look at him as a number one center around the league, but he's our number one center.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope Claude Giroux is a good influence in that dressing room and that he works out in Ottawa the way that you hope that it works out, that he's a good veteran presence who truly shows and leads the way and helps these kids, grow and get to the next level and doesn't interfere with that.
Yeah, I get you on that.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for them. They've been kind of down in the dumps long enough. I think they're going to get a new rink. They need a new rink. They need to spice that place up.
I like DeBrincat going there, though.
DeBrincat, too. You got some goal scorers. You got some leadership. You got Brady. You got guys. Look, I like teams that kind of go for it like that. We love their coach.
What do you think it's like for young players who kind of run the show?
Not good.
No pressure.
Not good.
And they're not very good. They don't win.
Not good.
And they're the highest paid players on the team. They're making money, but they're not competitive. And now all of a sudden you look around and you've got some real help in there, but is it going to be a little bit different? Because now if you don't play well, you don't perform, you're not ready to go, you have a bad game, you got Claude Giroux looking at you now.
Well, that sounds like Brady too. Like, Brady's still really young, and we love him to death. We love all of them. We always say that. But, like, they need somebody to maybe, like, be a leader with him, you know?
Yeah.
Like, maybe, like, sometimes when you're
Can't
that
do
young,
it on his own.
Dude, he's so young, and he's got the captain. He runs a fucking show. He's too young to run a show, in my opinion. You need a guy to probably settle.
Landeskog did that at a young age, So McDavid, some of these guys.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe sometimes it works, but sometimes it's good to have. Sometimes it's good to have a big boy next to you, just to kind of.
You have to.
And Claude Giroux doesn't get in trouble. That guy's always been pretty straight and narrow. Mm-hmm. Like, he does his shit. He works hard every fucking day.
Kind of with some people.
It's nice because, not that Brady. No, he's a bad kid or not even close. But when you're in charge and you're that young, it's not healthy ever. It's not.
What do you mean?
It's just not healthy to be the big dog at that young of age without anybody kind of being there with you.
Can we give that ownership group a shout out? Because obviously, people were speculating over the years. The late Eugene Melnick, man, we don't want to chirp him because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to, but I will say all of a sudden things have gotten turned over to the daughter and the family and whatever, and now things are changing.
Yeah.
And so, what's interesting? And people used to chirp Pierre Dorion too. The general manager of the Ottawa Senators being like, "Oh, this guy, blah, blah, blah." As a GM, sometimes you're as good as the ownership group.
Yeah.
If the ownership group allows you to do your thing, allows you to spend money, gives you the flexibility to do what you want, then more often than not, you can look good. But when the owner says you have to do this or have to do that, and we're going to tear things down and we're going to rebuild and we're going to be terrible, what are you supposed to do as a general manager? You can't do anything about it.
I know.
And so now all of a sudden he's the greatest thing ever. But some of the same people were saying, "Oh, this guy." So I'm just saying, good for Pierre Dorion, man. It goes to show you get flexibility, payroll flexibility, and the ability to go out there and improve your hockey team, and you go out there and do it, man. You deserve all the accolades.
Baseball, like the Mets owner, where you can just go buy until he's buying whatever the fuck he wants.
And if it doesn't work out, because we'll go get another $200 million player.
Making money. Doesn't matter. So anyway, pretty good for Ottawa, man.
Yeah. So I'm happy for them. And I'm happy for the Red Wings too, man, because
so do
I like it when the Red Wings are good.
I do too. I miss that.
And I like it when they're competitive. And they got to get Larkin signed, but there's no signs pointing towards the fact that they won't get that done.
Hey, can I say something real quick? You know who I wanted the Blues to get?
Who
do you think went to Phoenix or Arizona?
Oh, Cassian.
Yeah.
Or Delorier, who went to
I know, but I'd rather have Cassian than Delorier.
Because he's a little bit of a better player.
He just hits harder. Like, he's a better hitter. I watched Delorier in playoffs. Like, he's not heat seeker like with that little post you post when I motherfuck that Chara. He ain't doing that.
No.
But Cassian does. Yeah. And he's just
Delorier,
he gets
you have
there
to
quick.
spot carefully.
Now, Delorier will beat up Cassian.
You can't extend his minutes.
Yeah,
you got to be careful.
He needs to be like a speed missile in there and crush guys, and I don't see it as much. Cassian will fuck you up with hits.
And make a play.
And make a fucking play. He
kind of looks scarier than he is, though.
He ain't going to beat you up, but he's a lefty. So he'll beat up everybody else but the tough guys. But he'll go toe-to-toe with some guys. Delorier will beat him up, in my opinion. I love both of them. Yeah. It's all good. But like in a fight, like Delorier, put his head down and go
Delorier
chuck his
is
rights.
the modern day, he is a modern day heavy.
He needs a hit. Hit more. Cassian will fucking catch you with those heat seekers.
He will.
And he'll catch you at open ice, and he'll finish his hits.
You think
better,
a veteran guy who goes to Arizona right now, it's like...
Oh, he's doing his thing. He's just
going... You think he'll be the same player?
I know. Why wouldn't... We just got too many forwards on that one? I don't know. Like, that's like a perfect...
Well, there's no cap space.
I know. It's just a perfect, like, fuck you motherfucker in the lineup. Kind of like exactly what Ruby kind of wants. Yeah. I don't know.
The Blues probably still have to, like, make some...
I don't know. Who do they got?
They still have some decisions to make.
Because I don't want Schinner doing everything.
Because they're over the cap now.
I know, but it'd be nice to have...
But, you can put the
I don't know.
Toropchenko on long-term injury. There's stuff you can do.
There's some things you could do, but I just kind of want them to have... Like, he's like the perfect dude. For St. Louis. Oh, God.
Well, for Craig Berube.
Oh, my God. You got these young kids. You got, I don't know.
Some toughness.
I was like, fuck, that'd be cool to have him.
Yeah. So, I all in all, it was a pretty interesting free agency.
Yeah. It was very interesting. And where's Kadri going? What are we doing?
Listen, I don't know where he's signing.
What are we doing?
And it's not, I will be honest, full disclosure, it's not a player that I'm like tracking down 24/7.
Yeah, right.
I'm just kind of like waiting like everybody else to see where he ends up going. Like if you don't sign by the second day, like it's time for summertime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Klingberg's another guy.
Yeah, Klingberg. I like him too.
I do too. So, you got those two guys. You just kind of pay attention to where they end up landing. Whenever it's this quiet and nobody's even speculating as to where he might go. I mean, some people are talking about, well, who knows? Maybe Seattle, maybe, Calgary. Could Kadri end up back in Colorado? I mean, it's just all like a lot of like guessing. Something tells me when nobody knows that he and Lou Lamoriello have a contract that's tucked into a drawer somewhere, and Lou's got to take care of some business before he can make it official.
Wow.
And therefore, nobody's going to know about it until September or whatever, Yeah. Remember he did this with, to a lesser extent, but with Zach Parise too. Everybody knew he was going to sign there, but nobody knew, and nobody said a word. And then all of a sudden, they announce it as you get closer to training camp. So I don't know if he's going to the Islanders. The Islanders wanted to do something, and they still have the ability, I think, to do so. So when
Tucking
there's no news,
you
listen, that would kind of fall right into the hands of the Luinator.
Yeah, the big dog.
So and that'd be cool to see him go there.
Yeah, that'd be cool for the Islanders fans will love him. Anybody would love him.
Oh yeah.
The Blues fans don't like him, but if he played here, they would, of course. But
yeah,
that whole thing was a weird, bizarre situation. Anyway.
All right, let's get to Tony Deangelo. Yeah. Listen, interesting. Let's get into a lot of stuff with him. Interesting. Path to get to the National Hockey League. He's played with several teams now, and now he's going home. Yep. And he's looking to settle in with his hometown team and making $5 million a year. Very good offensive defenseman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
So
he is good.
So
he's got a good
you'll enjoy this conversation.
Yeah.
So I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just get right to it.
Let's go.
You have anything else you want to share with us, Cam? I mean, because you wasted our time the first 30 minutes. You were talking about DB Cooper and everything else that was going on.
I don't know. I think it's still more entertaining than. And I don't even know what you said. Oh, yeah, the kid. Oh, yeah, geez, the kid dying.
It's very sad, dude. Could you imagine going through that with me as a kid? And then all of a sudden now you go back, and I thought they got rid of this.
Yeah, but we all kind
of the stone, I thought they got rid of it.
Yeah, but we all,
sure enough, it's there under a Morning Glory maple.
I feel like every school I went to that happened.
No.
With a kid that we knew,
Did that really happen to you?
Yeah, it did.
Tell me about it.
Well, Riley Baker.
No, but
Riley Baker
as an adult.
Yeah, but that hit you more because I was more.
Cam, you didn't have a classmate when you were in first grade like that.
Yes, I did.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I did.
Who?
I forgot his name, but he died. He was in my grade.
It's terrible.
I know.
Could never imagine going through.
I know, Andy, but we've all kind of been through something like that. I get it.
Well, I'm just shared the story.
Well, you said my story was bad. I'm like, yours
your
was
story
depressing.
was great. I actually got it.
I
probably will watch that.
I told you, it's interesting as
Why
shit.
don't you tell me before we do the show? You say, hey, dude, you gotta go watch.
Why didn't you listen to my radio show?
Watch this.
You're on my radio show today, and you didn't.
No, I didn't.
And you were
you didn't talk about that when I was on.
Oh, no, I didn't.
So
I already did.
Why don't you say, hey, go watch this so we can talk about this tomorrow? That's what you should do. How long is it?
Well, it's I don't know. It's a docu-series or whatever.
Oh, it's more than one episode?
Yeah, mini-series, yeah.
Like 3 or 4?
How about you just go on fucking YouTube and look his ass up? Just look his shit up, dude.
Well, tell me next time.
Just put him in fucking
I wasn't even familiar with who he was.
I know, because you're not familiar with anything outside of the hockey world besides vegan shit.
That's not true, dude. I love to travel.
I know. You travel.
I like music.
Yeah, but we all travel, dude. How many times I've traveled everywhere. We all have.
I know, but I like music. I like, I like the wilderness. I'm very interested.
But you're not. No,
very interested in that.
Yeah, but
I would have friends that would load down their bikes and bike several hundred miles from one state to the next, through crazy terrain, Cam.
Yeah, the ones the ones I almost fucking hit with no shoulder. Yeah, those guys. Oh, cool.
Hey,
cool. I gotta wait for you.
You gotta be careful on that.
I gotta wait for you, Lance Armstrong, to get by because I gotta go to work. But you're working. Your workout's more important than my work.
Let me tell you
something.
Get
out of my way.
Cyclists are
go to a fucking
cyclists are part of the road.
No, they're not. Not with no shoulder. They shouldn't be.
That's why some people.
No, they're not. They have no. They're in. But they're making it that way because they're working out.
Some people will message me. They think if you don't agree with that or you don't know that you automatically denounce them. But that's not what you're doing. People who cycle and use the road.
Of course,
dude,
no.
Don't chirp those guys, man.
The ones on dangerous roads where I have to slam my brakes on, and if I swerve,
where do you want them to go?
To go to a park or go to somewhere with a side lane.
That's their transportation.
No, it's not. They're not going to work. They're dressed like Lance Armstrong.
Some people ride their bike to work every day.
Sunday, Saturday. It's Monday in the afternoon. They're not going to work.
You know there are people who use their bike.
Yeah, in the cities.
It's much better for the environment.
Andy, these guys have fucking Hummers. They're all wealthy guys out that live by me.
Probably in Missouri.
They're all out. These are all wealthy dudes. But they're not. These aren't like guys going to work. You go out to
the high terrain. You go out to the high elevation. Those dudes are.
Then go there.
Then
go there. Yeah. Go to the bike trail. Go to all the bike trails. You're on a lane. You're on a road with no shoulder and drop-offs. And if I swerve over, I'm going to have a head-on.
Just be very careful.
I'm just saying.
I see these guys. They wear the racing uniforms, too.
Fat asses. Your workout's more important than me getting to work? Get out of here.
Oh, man.
Get out. Go find a fucking bar.
When you go to work, it's still dark. Make sure you have your lights on.
I do. I got my brights on. There's deer fucking jumping out in front of me.
Just be nice to these guys.
These guys
are riding bikes.
Cool.
They're very cool.
Cool.
Very
I bet.
Oh, man. All right. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Hair Club Cam.
Yeah.
800-279-7878, baby. Go to our landing page, hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Remember to the 3 R's, restore, replace, and regrow that damn hair. And do it today. It's for women, baby. Too.
For women. Yes. Women. It's easy to walk in there, by the way. Just accepting your appointment. It's so easy. You get some coin off, see what you want to do, get to it quick. So it's going to cost you more money.
It'll cost you. It's very cheap. And plus you use our discount. You save some money there. So go to our landing page. You'll save some money off your first consultation, actually.
Yeah, go get your consultation done, too.
Get it done.
It's like a head massage. I'm like,
you want to save money, you get Car Shield, too.
Damn right.
I mean, you talk about being out of pocket, thousands and thousands of dollars, man. If you don't have Car Shield and something goes down in your car, don't complain to me, because I've been warning you and telling you what to do now for several years.
I was at Car Shield Field doing that thing.
Yeah, is that where you went?
With the hate.
You know, Chloe's played soccer games out there.
It's lovely
they turn
out
it
there.
Into soccer
Car Shield
fields.
did an awesome-ass job. I told you guys, Nicky Boy, Stevie Boy, you guys did
It's not easy to find.
Dude, yes, it is. It's so fucking easy. It's an awesome... Dude, their facility is really nice. Good beer, like nice setup.
Good beer.
Like the beer.
Dude, you drink like cheap ass beer.
No, I mean
you do.
Really.
Like, what do you mean you
Stella,
have good?
I drink Stella.
So they had that there?
No, no, they have mystery beer too. It's like $2 for a.
What do you mean?
It's like a cooler. It's like a mystery cooler. Like it has Natty Light. It's got fucking
you don't know
Miller.
what's going to be in there?
Well, that's
and
just
you
for
just said they have good beer and they have Natty Light.
You could buy other kind of beer if you want, dude. It's not for like it's not the Busch Stadium.
It's not, but it's great for families.
Yes.
It's affordable.
I'm trying to pump it up
and
for you.
You get entertained. Absolutely, I
I'll
love
put a pie
Car
in my
Shield
face.
Field.
I put a pie in my face.
I know
Car
you
Shield.
did. That
was more for Car
God
Shield.
This didn't make the didn't make social media.
They're asking me questions.
Well,
I know.
You didn't
I didn't
want to
hit the girl. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't be put in that
She's
position.
like, you have to hit me in the face, or I'll get. I go,
yeah,
listen, girl.
I don't like that.
I will put my foot down. Ain't no. I will place it
Was
on your
Kate
face.
there?
Yes.
Did she videotape this?
No. She was getting mobbed.
By who?
By fans too.
What do you mean?
She's popular too. I don't know.
They're mobbing her?
They're just talking to her because they can't talk to me anymore, so they talk to her.
Would she be one of those wives at a playoff game that would wear a jean jacket that says Jansen on the back of it? She'd like that.
Fuck yeah, she would put my fucking name. Damn right, we did it. In
Some
Nottingham.
people chirp the current wives for wearing
your husband's. No, here's what I'm going to chirp the current wives for. Don't be loud on social media and make it about you. If you do that, then I'm like, okay, settle down.
A lot of the old school players that I talk to, not even that old school, like they're like under 50.
Like,
and they're like, dude, my wife would never be wearing that at a game.
Oh, my wife would wear my jersey.
My wife would too.
Fuck yeah. It's badass.
Can I ask
fucking
you this?
Supporting you. Damn right.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
What about youth hockey parents that wear
That's too
shirts with your kid's name and number on the back of it?
I don't know.
Well, give me your honest opinion.
It doesn't bother me.
Okay, so you can do that.
As long as you're not annoying. Just don't be annoying. You can wear your son's little
Okay,
shirt.
because they're offering that. Would that be? Would you wear one?
No.
Why not?
I don't have a
With
kid.
Ty's name on the back?
Yeah, I'll do that.
It says Strickland, though.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, I'm getting you
That'd
one.
be pretty funny, though. For Ty, if it said Ty Strickland, I'd do it.
What if I just put Ty on the back?
Ty, yeah. 100% will wear that.
I'll get one for Brody, too. You guys need to represent.
I'll wear Chloe's fucking soccer jersey, too.
Number 15,
Goddamn
baby.
right. She's fucking shit-kicking everybody. I'll wear that goddamn thing. I won't wear a Strickland for shit, but I'll wear Ty and little Ivy.
What do you think of like some of these like kids that are like amazing hockey players and their dads knew nothing about hockey? They didn't grow up playing anything.
Well, I did it.
And like, you may have a former NHLer who just his kid isn't very good.
Who's helped it? My parents. I'm the first generation Jansen to play hockey. Yeah.
And you're still less popular than Kate.
I
mean, that's what I get out of this.
Poor Kate gets, I'm a fucking, everywhere I go, like, you got to be a fucking
I'm like first
clown.
generation.
Yeah, well, you didn't do anything with it.
Why you got to chirp?
Well, because I don't know. You forced me to. How can I not chirp you?
You shouldn't do that.
Hey, I'm not going to lie to you. These kids, though, they came up to me. They're like, I love it when you chirp Andy.
Oh.
I
The
know.
12-year-olds?
Yes. And I'm like, oh, shit.
God.
I'm like, that's not
good.
good.
That's a bad example for
I
those
know.
kids.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it's really a terrible
But the women
example.
folk like it, too,
Yeah.
which is very bizarre as well.
Can I tell you what happened?
What?
Okay, so my My mom has never listened to the podcast.
Oh, God.
Ever.
Oh, what'd she say?
So,
oh, Lord.
So my kids were all over there. And
oh, what did I do?
They were like, oh, he's recording his podcast right now. He's doing the podcast. So in her mind, it's like, oh, she doesn't know. She like the radio it's all like confusing. For her.
Yeah, I get you.
She knows if like the Blues game's on or whatever. I don't know. She gets that part, and she knows the radio. She's been been doing radio forever. But the podcast is kind of like, it's not geared for her. I don't like share. I don't share it with her. I'm not like, hey, tune in, check this out, listen to this episode.
Although my mom and dad do. But go ahead.
You told me they don't listen very often.
Yeah, they do. They listen
to the podcast?
Every single episode and radio show.
You told me they don't.
No, Kate doesn't.
Okay, so my mom listened to it.
Oh, no.
Did not like it.
Well, I ain't catering
to her. And I tried to explain to her,
I'm not
it's
catering
not
your mom.
Catered to like 70-year-old
women.
No
shit. Although my mom does like it.
So talk to her, dude. Like, she's not happy catering. With you, the way you talk to me.
Well, you drive me nuts.
Your language.
I don't care. I don't even care
Talk
anymore.
to her.
I love you. I don't think I've ever met you, but you're a sweet woman. I'm sorry about my language, but your son's fucking annoying. You created him. That's on you.
Dude, I just can't believe the way you talk. And so she, I'm like, oh, don't tell me you listen. She's like, she couldn't listen to more than like 5 minutes.
Well, I'm not catering to her.
I had to explain that to her. You know?
I know.
So she had no idea when I say I'm going to do the podcast.
It's like I'm not catering to
She had no
Ivy.
idea that's what it was.
I'm not catering to Ivy either. Well,
Ivy loves it.
She shouldn't listen. But the 12-year-olds love that. And I'm like, I don't know if that's that good, But the women folk
the 12, reach out to me, kids. Reach out to me. And we can help you through that. Car Shield, by the way, 800-857-2481, Cam. Mention that promo code CAM, which is very embarrassing. And the kids should know that. It is very embarrassing, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Mention the promo code CAM, and you're going to save 10%.
Damn right.
And you never know when something's going to go down in your car. You get to pick your mechanic and pick where you have your car worked on. They hook you up with a rental car, and it's all at a very, very cheap price. So get yourself hooked up and get yourself hooked up today. Bellman and Bellman.com. Say hi to Dan and say hi to Kenny and say hi to Dale, please.
What up, dudes? What up, homies?
Like, say it a little better than that.
Hey, guys, what's going on? Are you enjoying the summer? Like, what are you guys up to?
Like,
you going on vacation?
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. How art thou? Ain't no swinging dicks.
I told my brother, because he's looking for a Jeep, I said, you got to buy it from Bellman. Don't buy it out there in Utah, because he just moved to Utah. I'm like, dude, you never know. Don't buy a used Jeep out there in Utah, because you don't know how they drove it.
Oh, it's in shitville
up
there.
And down the mountains
all
and
that
shit
salt,
like that.
All that snow, tearing it up. That's a good point.
Well, a lot of times, though, in the mountain towns, Cam, they don't use salt. They use,
really?
God, the little black rocks. Why am I forgetting the name of it? Damn it. I can't believe cinder.
Oh, okay.
They use cinder.
I'm sure it's still not good for
and
your
so
vehicle.
it doesn't rust your vehicle.
And but just like even the snow and the ice and all that stuff fucks your shit up.
Yeah.
It ages your car.
Probably so. But so anyway, you can get a great used car from Bellman too.
Yeah.
Buick GMC on one side of the street, the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other side.
I want that Buick.
And they take anybody's credit. So if you got shitty credit, have no worries, man. Danny boy will take care of you.
Damn right.
Like you've never seen before. And I would like a Wrangler too, man. I'm looking at that. Not like yours. I don't want the pink Jeep 2-door small wheels with the flames on the sides that you're looking for.
I want one of those supercharged.
You want a Wagoneer? You seen those?
Yeah, I don't like those either. I like this supercharged Grand Cherokees.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
Supercharged?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you need that for?
It's cool. Dual exhaust on the back. All blacked out, black rims. I get that. Badass.
Okay.
It's like an SRT or whatever they're called. They're shit kicker.
Really?
Yeah.
You double check that. I don't think they make an SRT.
It's a Jeep Cherokee. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee with a fucking fucking
tell
Danny
the-
boy. Danny boy's gonna be like, whatever.
Tell the people why they should go there.
Because ain't no swinging dicks, okay? No, it's easy to walk in and out of there.
And get your kid a Wrangler.
It'd be cool. I'd do that. If my kid wanted a Wrangler, I'd hook him up with a Wrangler.
Yeah.
I just don't want one because I want a cooler Jeep Grand Cherokee kind. You know?
Do you think your kids inherit your whatever your ability is, whether it's your brain, whether it's your athletic ability? Like if you're older and you have they still inherit that, or do you feel like you have to have the kids younger to inherit like the
fuck
genes?
Are you talking about?
Well, because Matt Holliday used to be a baseball player for the Cardinals and Rockies and Yankees and
Great
stuff
guy.
like that. And his son was just the first overall pick. And I'm
Yeah, I
like, obviously it's the genes, right?
Yeah.
And for him to be the first overall pick in baseball, it's just crazy. You know how many kids play baseball? Although not as many as they used to.
Yeah, it's kind of a dying sport.
Actually not as many as before. But he's first overall, and he had the kid, I think, when he was like 23 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think when you have the kid that young, they still inherit that maybe some more of that genealogy than you would, say, if you had him at like 37.
I think it's all.
You think it just doesn't matter?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I'm asking you the question.
I don't
really.
know. What the fuck do I know about that? Jesus. Well, if that's the case, I'm not going to have a kid because I don't have enough to give away anyway. And then if I'm fucking 38, then he's really going to be slowed down.
I'm waiting for you to have that kid.
Well, maybe my sperm's not good. I don't know.
I want to tell people. So Bellman and Bellman.com, go there today, will you? And get still plenty of time for the summer, and get yourself something nice for the fall too. And they've got so much selection for you. We've got new Cam Strick hats coming out very, very soon. So go to our website, camandstrick.com. We're going to have some new hats. Man, our boy Adam over there at Victor Hockey hooking it up once again. So say what's up to Adam.
Hey Adam, dude, hook me up and tell me when you send them because I think Andy's hoarding a bunch of shit. I don't have anything anymore. I wear like.
Cam, you gave them all away. You gave them all away.
Man, I had to for fans at a concert one time.
Was it El Monstero? I told my brother you went there. He's like, "What? They're still playing?"
Yeah, they're awesome, man. We were jammed.
Okay.
I put a little Insta story. Tell them on my eyes. Kate and I are like this jamming in our little box.
I hope the 12-year-olds aren't listening right now.
Whatever. They're not. Their daddy's listening with them on road trips.
That's is that what it is?
Yeah. So it's like, man, it's all.
What's the age you said to listen to the show?
14, I'd say.
Is that the requirement?
I'd probably say 13. Okay.
Yeah. So look out for the new hats, all new colors, which we're looking forward to.
I need something.
Yeah, you'll see it.
God,
very soon.
Damn.
I'll have something for you. I can't wait for those. So be sure to check that out. All right, golf season's still going strong, and if you're gonna golf, whether you're good or bad, you got to make sure you look right. You got to look the part, Cam.
Yeah, dude.
So Waggle Golf, man. Get your waggleon.com. Brody put the post up on Instagram over the weekend. I believe on Twitter as well. Check it out. Get your waggleon.com. This dude's from Minnesota. He's a hockey fan. Minnesota. You almost ruined the deal. We had the business deal, and Cam. I brought Cam.
Why'd I do that?
I brought Cam along for this business meeting.
Yeah, okay.
I brought him along.
Don't confuse the thing.
I brought Cam along for this business meeting, and sure enough, Cam almost ruins the deal. Well, and like all of a sudden, it's quiet, and he's like, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Oh no, what's he gonna ask?" Now, typically, Cam may have a good question or two, and I'm like, "Okay, it's probably gonna be a decent one." Although this is like he just like woke up from a nap. It was not this radio show makes you sleep during the day. Well. So he's like, "Are you a cake eater?" I'm like, and I don't even know what that really meant.
I was just joking with him.
And I'm like, nobody said a word. It was like dead silence.
No, he laughed.
No, it was dead. He's like, what? Am I a cake eater? I'm like, oh, the deal is off.
No, I didn't mean like that.
So talk to him, please.
Hey, sorry about that. Fuck. It's just
Travis.
A Mighty Duck.
His name's Travis.
Dude. Sorry. You're from Minnesota, and I thought you're going to be a cake eater.
Because of the movie.
Because of the movie Mighty Ducks. Cake eater. He's just like, I'm funny.
So that's like something like you would use to break the ice.
Okay, I fucked up. I fucked up.
Almost ruined the day. I had to apologize on your behalf. I'm like, sorry for that clown show.
Am I supposed to be normal? Am I supposed to be?
Oh, my God. Okay, so anyway, they got all different selections, Cam. I mean, cool shirts. You'll stand out. You'll look good. They got hats. They got quarter zips.
I need things.
I know. I get jealous of the people that I see playing golf right now over like in Scotland or something, and they're wearing long sleeves.
They all just look good.
So get your Waggle on and get something from Waggle Golf and get it today.
Well, give me some.
I'm going to. It's going to be here soon.
Well, I mean, I don't look good on the court. I look kind of like unathletic, kind of like you a little bit. I don't know what it is. I think of my shirts.
Because you don't have good golf
Thank you. That's what it is.
Yeah. You know who dresses good on the course? Peelsy, actually.
He does. Peelsy does look good.
He must do a lot of shopping.
We chirped him a little bit. We chirped him on radio.
At Peel?
Twitter Peel. Twitter Timmy.
At Tim.
We love you. We love you, dude. He talks to everybody. Hey, this is what I want all you guys to do. Tweet at Peel. He'll get back to every single one of you. Although I'll get back to all you on my like the DMs and stuff. But on Twitter,
but they're not even talking to him.
I know, but like on my DMs, I could be like, "What's up, motherfucker?" Like if I do it on Twitter, it's like everybody's looking at it.
You could have like Rick Nash's like niece just got like confirmed. And he'll be like, congratulations, your uncle's the greatest player I've ever refereed.
Congratulations, little Marcy. Yeah. We love you. Like, he tells him by the name.
Oh, my God. I know.
I don't say anything.
I'm like, how does he know the niece of Rick Nash?
The only thing I will do, I will like things for people. I do, because I think it makes them feel good. Because if you like my stuff, I feel good about it. Because you get that weird high.
You aren't liking a whole lot of my stuff recently.
Well, you don't retweet any of my shit.
That's not
Andy
true.
does. So Brody put a little a clip out of me rocking Char. Of course,
I think I liked
it.
it.
Didn't. No, you didn't retweet it. You didn't retweet anything cool.
I've seen it like 20 times.
I retweet everything about Andy posts anything. I'll retweet it.
You gotta.
Andy wanted me to retweet things that I'm not even gonna say. That happened in St. Louis when he was in the newspaper about a radio show that I'm not going to get into. It's all good. Andy was just caught in the middle of a little bit of drama. A little bit of fucking drama. It's all funny.
Nothing to do with it.
Hey, St. Louis is small. Everybody knows. So there's Andy was in the paper. We bashed him so bad. We bashed you so bad.
It's not my fault.
Oh, I'm like, I woke up and I read the fucking.
I handled myself.
I read the
fantastic.
newspaper every goddamn morning. All y'all out there, like I do. I love the root news, and I read this article right in the front page of the sports section about Andy and his radio show with a couple guys that we love.
I handled
in St. Louis
very well.
You handled it good, but it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? Pretty funny. It's all good. I chirped you.
Get your waggle on and get some waggle golf hats, quarter zips, golf shirts. Get it. And get it today. All right, Zero Carb Life Pizza. Now, that's one food you'll never chirp, Cam.
No, I won't, because it makes you could eat it and after a workout and shit.
LYFE. They have a recipe out there, by the way, for the breakfast pizza. With that chicken crust.
Yeah, goddamn right, I'll eat that mug.
Brody's still eating that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think it's the only thing he ate for like a month straight.
Hey, free food, he's gonna eat.
He's gonna eat that,
no matter what.
Hey, man, this thing is unbelievable. The 12-inch crust has like north of 70 grams of protein. They call it protein, Cam.
Makes you horny.
Is that true?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yes.
You know what makes me horny, by the way?
What?
Oysters? Road trips.
Yeah, I've already.
No, being on the road.
I like how you act. No, motherfucker. I've already broke this down. I've told all you guys that. That's why
when
the women
I'm in the car for a long time.
That's why when the women folk they listen.
My
to this.
wife, her hand will come on my leg like 6 hours.
You're gonna fucking get it.
Oh my!
Like
God.
you funny. Do the kids have a different room and you put them away? Like go to take a nap.
No, I don't
know. And you
get
down with it.
Well, yeah, if you get like
when you get down with it
or something like that.
No. You all stay in the same room.
This time we did.
No,
we had a suite.
Yeah, but can they shut a door?
Yeah.
Okay, then
Ty finds it. Ty can't sleep away from me.
Oh.
Yeah.
When you get down with it, then. When you get down with it, then.
Honestly, on vacation.
Why don't you lock the door and take a bath?
Take
a bath with her.
During the daytime.
Say, Mommy and Daddy got to. Chloe's like, what the fuck's going on in there?
They're all on the beach at the pool. It's like daytime.
So they could stay. No, Andy. This ain't you didn't even get laid.
No, you go up.
No, you didn't.
Cam.
Because are they babysitting themselves down there?
Yes.
Oh, really?
At the pool?
Okay, they could do that.
There's like some huge pool.
Okay,
like
Ivy. What if she jumps in and something goes down or something?
Ivy knows how to swim, dude.
Okay.
And she's a great swimmer.
So you guys are like no. I'm asking you questions. Finally, you're fucking interested.
And these resort
Finally,
pools,
you're interested.
These resort pools, as you know, if you've been, like,
I'm just saying
they're very shallow.
So so the kids are down there, and you're like, Mommy and Daddy got to go up for 15 minutes. We have to go to the bathroom or something. Can you guys, Chloe? Can you take care of Ivy and Ty? We're gonna go up for 20 minutes. How long do you get?
No, like we're gonna go grab a coffee. Is it whatever you say? They don't even know where we are sometimes, dude. Like they're doing their thing. They all met friends on the beach.
Yeah, but that's weird though.
Why?
So they meet friends. Like, do you know?
No,
the parents?
they meet friends at the pool and everything. They're just playing in the water.
I'm just saying.
And then there is.
He didn't get laid, did he, Brody? Look.
Hey,
who's he kidding? He's like, well, he didn't do anything, and it makes you were sexually frustrated. No wonder you were scrambling when you got home.
And there's nighttime too.
You were sexually. But what? They could hear everything.
Here? Oh, they're in the other room. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about? That sucks a little bit. You might as well spin the fucking coin, put them in a different room, shut the damn door, the ones that connect.
My brother,
and get down with it.
Who just moved to Utah, and he did like, they had to take their cars out there. I'm like, dude, why don't you just ship the cars? He drove all the way out there with his wife and one kid and the dogs.
Yeah.
flew home the next day.
Were you just bragging about how you drive everywhere?
No, flew home the next day, picked up his other daughter, and drove
Oh, God,
the other
that's
car with his other daughter out there.
Well, he's cheap.
It's like 20 hours.
Well, he's cheap. Get on with
I've
yourself.
got the best. Anybody needs a mover, you let me know. I just hooked up.
But you know what I mean?
I just hooked up a player who needed.
If
his
you make money,
moved into storage, and my guy went there, picked it all up, and put it into storage for him.
That's fine. But I'm saying, if you make money, and you don't get help when you move houses, and you make your buddies. Now, a couple things, isolated things here and there, you'll do. But if you're not spending money on a moving service, and you have your buddies come over to help you move your whole you're a cheap motherfucker. That's
Whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
It might be. I mean, but sometimes you need help moving, like a dresser or something like that.
I said isolated things here and there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. But
because you might get that call one day.
If I'm not going to answer it.
Zero Carb Life. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. ZeroCarbLifePizza.com. Now these guys are unbelievable. Chicago baseball players. Cam, baseball players. You think you know baseball, and you can talk some baseball with them.
A little bit of it.
Yeah, you don't know much about it, but they know their pizza though, and you know pizza. Zero Carb Life. They've got the beef crumble. They also have the buffalo style. So they got lots of different options. Check out the recipe for the breakfast pizza, Cam, and let me know how that tastes as well. I'm gonna make it as well. So check that out. Zero Carb Life, baby.
I'll pimp it out.
And, of course, Mars Blade. Get those new roller blades and get it today. Shane Wright, who went 4th overall, he had the big stare down. You see him doing those ads on.
I heard he had he had bad meetings and he was cocky.
Really?
Yes, I read that. Now, I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, then shame on you.
Still went 4th.
Shame on your agent. No, shame on your agent and shame on your dad. Did not tell you, no matter who the fuck you talk to, even if it's the 8th pick, you fucking be good. You be happy. You tell them you'd play for that team. You don't act like you're that good because you ain't that fucking good. Everybody, goddamn. No, I'm not done. Everybody dominates Junior. So if this rumor is true that you were cocky like Nail Yakupov, ask Brian Burke, Andy, who we had on. If we hear that you're
cocky. Nail a lot. He was a great kid when he was here.
Okay.
He was.
Fine, but he was a dipshit. And he was a fucking
You would have
bust.
liked him.
I know he was nice to me, but I'm saying as far as a player, he's a dipshit, and he was bad attitude.
No, he was just a bust.
Yeah, but he was a bad. Brian Burke wanted to kick his ass.
I don't think it was that bad of an attitude. I think you're getting bad information. He just wasn't as good as people thought he'd be.
No.
You know who played
Brian
with
Burke said he almost kicked him out of the room for a bad. Anyway, if that's the case, all you guys, your dads out there, that's the first thing you say to the kid. It's like no matter who you talk to, even though they have no chance in picking you, if it's you fucking be good.
No,
to
you
them.
got to be like
that's all I'm saying.
courteous
yes, like,
and
what's
respectful.
up? I would love to play. Hey, what do you guys need to know?
And
hey,
you look in the eye.
Yes, shake their hand. These are you're talking to Hall of Famers.
All these agents.
You haven't done shit yet, kid.
They should be role playing with them.
That's what I mean.
Before you even have your meetings with these teams.
I think you don't listen to me sometimes.
I
think all you do is think about what you're going to say next, and you don't let me talk sometimes because you're worried about your next stupid story.
Your neon green shoes you have.
My point is
blinding me.
Don't ever fucking go into those meetings like that. I don't give a shit if it's a job meeting. I don't care if it's an NHL draft or whatever the fuck it is. Okay. You look at everybody in the eye and you shake their fucking hand like a man.
That's what you do. Do you shake it hard?
Well, you can't because your arms, your hands are too small.
It? Like what do you suggest?
Yeah. Like here, shake my hand.
Dude.
That's what I thought. Sit down. No. You ain't cutting that.
Cut that out.
Brody, you listen to me, and you ain't cutting that out.
Okay, we got to get to Tony Deangelo.
Let's go then.
Come on.
Damn.
Which part of Philly is he from?
South Philly.
That's where the Fresh Prince is from, dude.
South Philly, dude.
From South Philadelphia. But he's from the Italian neighborhood. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll get all into it right now with Tony Deangelo on the Cam Strick Podcast. The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now up to the interview.
Hello.
Tony.
Hey, Tony.
What's up, fellas?
Anthony Jr.
Hey, you go by Anthony, you go by Tony. Only Tony?
Tony. Yeah, only Tony now.
What's up, man? What's going on?
It's not much. How about you guys?
We're chilling, dude. Would you have practice today?
Yeah, I skated this morning. It's nice now. I only live 15 minutes from the training facility here.
Oh, cool.
Where you at? Where you at in Philly?
I'm in South Philly, so I'm just right over the bridge and into that right now. I skated there, like usually I'm carrying my bag everywhere and going rink to rink and stuff. So now to be able to go back there is perfect.
Just leave your shit
carrying
there.
your bag around sucks.
Who's all at the rink? Like all the boys in town, or like who's there?
No, not many guys are in right now. I think probably within the next 2 weeks you'll start seeing guys trickle in. Yeah, mid-August. You guys know how it works. Mid-August, I feel like guys start to roll, especially guys with families, kids go back to school and stuff. Yeah. And then as September 1st hits, you almost got the whole team there, and you're doing scrimmages and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty quiet there right now. We got 5 or 6 young guys that I think will be on the ice within the next couple of days here. They just finished development camps, taking a few days off. So jump out there with them but it's a sick facility. It's unreal, so it's perfect.
15 minutes away from your place, dude. That is not. You got a good setup there, man. You should be happy, man. That's a good setup, dude. I mean, shit at your home.
It's huge.
Yeah, all your family. Yeah, shit's there.
My family. My whole entire family. I was telling the Flyers guys when I met with them last week. I said my whole entire family, because I was born in Jersey, right? So it comes up Washington Township, New Jersey. But I was the only person in my family out of all my siblings and cousins and everything to be born in Jersey. Our whole entire family is from South Philly. So my parents had just moved to Jersey when I was being born, and because the schooling system and stuff were a little better over there, they wanted everybody to go to. My brothers and sisters, 91, 92, and 94. So they moved over there, and then I was born, and then we've been back in Philly since like my freshman year of high school. We've been back here right next. I don't want to tell anybody where I live here, but
no, give me your address and your social security number.
I live 2 minutes away from the game rink too, so it's pretty cool.
Wow!
God,
hey, were you like a diehard like Flyers fan? Like, is this like a dream come true for you? Like, is this like one of these like John Tavares like pajamas type situation where you just grew up like as a diehard Flyers fan, or what?
Yeah, it's actually crazy. I mean, I was huge, like as big a Flyer fan as you can get. My parents used to have to send me upstairs because I'd be yelling at the TV if the Flyers were losing when I was a kid. And then I would try to sneak. My dad was telling a story a couple nights ago. I would try to sneak my TV on in the room, and then he would hear me yelling again. He'd come up and I'd act like I was sleeping. But no, I was a crazy Flyer fan. Loved them just like any other Philly fan is here. They're all nuts. But no, it's a dream come true for me. And I kind of was turned off of being a Flyers fan when they didn't draft me, and then I think there was a couple chances to try to get me, and it didn't work out. So I was like, maybe this is never going to happen. And then the first night of the draft, I really thought I was going to go back to Carolina, to be honest with you guys. I mean, it was such a good fit for myself, and I played well and got along with Roddy so well. But, they run a little bit different ship there sometimes. And I got a call that, something might be moving here, and we got a couple of these are the teams that are interested. And then, the next morning I was driving to my buddy's house down at the beach. And, Twitter breaks everything. I don't even have Twitter anymore. People started to text me. And they're texting me, I think you're getting traded. And then my phone rang, and Donnie Waddell, and that was all she wrote.
Where were you down the shore? Where at?
So I live in Margate, which is like 15 minutes from Atlantic City.
Oh, okay.
And right my buddy's place was more towards like the North Jersey shore. It's like Manahawkin, Point Pleasant area. So
that's where the big boys are, Andy.
Oh yeah,
with the little legs, but they're all jacked, and they would. I don't know if
you
wouldn't even be able to go in there, dude. They'd be staring your bitch ass down.
So, were you able to orchestrate this trade, like to get yourself to Philly, or did it just happen like that?
Yeah, I mean, Philly was one of the teams interested from the beginning before we obviously even reached out. I think they were always in there, and it just makes a lot of sense fit wise and stuff. And they know that I had an interest in playing for them as well. But you kind of have a little bit of, leverage in a sense, because you don't have to sign an extension anywhere if you don't want.
Right.
And teams aren't really going to trade for you if they're not getting an extension, right?
Exactly.
So even though you're an RFA, when a team wants to move you, you kind of do have a little bit of wiggle room to get yourself somewhere. And, I just thought for myself, if I had the chance to go to Philly, it's going to be over any place in the league. So when Philly came up to me, there was other options, good options. And you always appreciate any interest. You're never just going to turn a team off. That's for sure. Not in this league. But, the chance to play for the Flyers to me was one that I wasn't going to pass up. So when we heard it, I said, if that's the thing that we could do, if we could do the deal with them, I said, it's a full go ahead. And Carolina gave us permission to speak with teams, which doesn't always happen often either. Because if not, I wouldn't have known. They could have just traded me wherever they wanted. But it kind of, so we appreciated that, and I think it benefited them as well. So it kind of worked out for both of us.
Yeah, it's a win-win for sure. Hey, did you grow up with Johnny Gaudreau? Like, are you guys from the same town or what?
We're not from the same town. We grew up. His dad ran the rink, so the local rink in Hollydale. His dad was in charge. He coached us all. Coached my brother and Johnny together. Coached me and Maddie together. So we've known them my entire life. My brother and Johnny were closer in age than me and his brother Maddie were closer in age, obviously. But I've been friends with the Gaudreaus for as long as I can remember even playing hockey. That's where we all started, under his old man.
Wow.
Damn.
So were you following along? I mean, obviously following along with his situation, because who knows, maybe he could have, landed in Philly. People were speculating all that. But were you talking to him throughout the process or no?
Yeah, I was texting him. I don't like to bother guys because I know how, tough it must be when they're trying to decide where they go. But I texted him a few times because, him and Hazy are so close, and we put a little group chat together, and I had sent a few texts. Obviously would love for him to be a Flyer. I think everybody in the league would love for him to be on their team. But, it works out different ways. Sometimes there's different things to go into it, and disappointing when you don't get the guy that you would love to have, especially when you're friends with the guy too, and a player his caliber. But you get a great deal in Columbus, even though it was a surprise, I guess, to all of us. But Johnny had such a great year. He's a tough guy to sign for anyone. You know how the cap space works right now; it's kind of tight around the league. So it really is what it is. But now we got to play him a couple extra times a year, though.
Well, you got that big Nick Delorier.
Yeah, I absolutely love that signing.
Hell yeah, man. A little extra cross check in front of the net for you. The big butt. Hell yeah, dude. Hey,
I might get away with a little more now with Big Nicky out there.
Yeah, catch somebody, man. Hey, how was your upbringing? Were you close to your mom and dad? Tell us about that.
Yeah, my upbringing was the same as we were super close family. We live, and I'm obviously going to find my own place here now in Philly, but we all live in a I would say a 7-mile radius. It'll be grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. So we got your typical real close Italian family. And, even tonight we'll have dinner, all of my sisters, I'll go over there and we'll have dinner with her. And then on the weekends, they all come to the shore house. Everybody stays there. So we're together a ton. And now to be close to home, I mean, I'm going all the time. They're together all year. So now to be close to home is just, it's perfect for me because, you miss holidays and stuff sometimes you don't want to miss. And you usually get home for Christmas, but there's other stuff that I like to be home for. So to be here and be close to them, makes the decision that much easier.
Hey, do you have the big Sunday dinners, the Sunday gravy with all the shit?
Homemade pasta.
Oh, Andy, you wouldn't eat it because Andy doesn't like
cannoli.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, that Sunday fucking gravy, man. I know. I lived in Jersey.
Sunday gravy.
They call it Sunday gravy.
That's
Andy.
Right. He calls it gravy. Gravy's with the
because he watches Sopranos. He acts like he knows.
I lived in Jersey for 7 years. Jeez Louise.
North Jersey, some parts of New York, South Jersey, we call it gravy. And then you get there's other New Yorkers and some people in Long Island, they call it sauce. They get pissed when we call it gravy. But my end, we call it gravy over here.
Yeah, man.
But no, honestly, we haven't even had the big Sunday dinners like you would think recently. But I am looking to start that up as soon as I get a place here. Yeah. I told my mom, I said, you have to, I ain't cooking obviously, but I said, she'll come over and she'll get it going and everybody can come over there. So. And Hazy's right next door, so we'll see if Hazy, even though he's an Irishman, if he wants to stop over
he'll eat that
and come with the Italian meal.
Are you single? You married? Like, what's your situation like?
I got a girlfriend. Not married though.
Okay, so what's it like though? Okay, listen, you're from South. There's not too many NHL players coming from your neck of the woods, man. It's I used to say that to Cam too, from where he's from, man. You guys just stand out. Everybody kind of looks the same, talks the same, acts the same. Everybody's kind of from even the Americans now are kind of like Canadians who grew up in these hardcore hockey families, going on road trips, tournaments, and everything. So, has it been a difficult adjustment, trying to fit in with the hockey culture, allowing yourself to kind of be who you are?
No, I never changed. I think if you ask anybody about my personality in the locker room, it's not your typical hockey guy. I guess I'm more of just a kind of like a Philly guy. I guess if you want to call it that. I don't know how people describe us all. Hopefully not in too bad of a way. But
you got a kind of a bad reputation in Philly.
Yeah, I was going to say I might want to change that up a little bit. But no, I think I never changed. I was gone when I was 14. I went and played in Cedar Rapids in the USHL, and then went to Sarnia after that for 4 years. In the OHL. So I was kind of gone early. Didn't really do high school with the crowd that would be home, like my friends from middle school and stuff. I really stopped seeing all them after 8th grade. Yeah. I went into I was all over the place, traveling in the summers, you'd be different places, still all that garbage going on. But I kind of was basically all hockey anyway, so I didn't really have to change anything. That's what I was.
Yeah, man. You played with some St. Louis boys in Cedar Rapids, by the way.
So he's a Jersey guy or a Philly guy, and he went to fucking the O.
Yeah,
kind of like I did.
Yeah, but he was the youngest player in the history of the USHL, right? I mean, how difficult of an adjustment was that for you? And why didn't you stay in the USHL? You didn't want to go the college route, I take it, right?
My birthday's in October, and the cutoff for schooling is September.
Okay.
So I was a year behind all the 95s. So as they would have been going in to play their freshman year of college, I would have still been playing like as an overager in the OHL. And I didn't think that was the right move because I got hurt my first year in USHL, but I was playing pretty well. And I figured my agent kind of was advising more than anything. And I was taking his opinion because I didn't really know what the freaking OHL was. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I heard of the leagues, but I don't know what it was. I knew it was in Canada. That's all I knew. Yep. And he told me to kind of, as you get older, you don't want to be an overager in the USHL with the type of player I was at the time. You said you're a higher level player. You don't want to be 5 years or 6 years in this league, whatever it would have been, since I was an underager. So we just made the move right away. Instead of waiting and, going back to USHL, we just figured, let's just do it right away. And it kind of, looking back on it now, and I train a lot of kids in the summer, like young kids. I do a lot of lessons and stuff with them, and I advise all their parents. I said, if I was to tell you what to do, I would do college. But I think it's extra development. It's, you get, like, some guys don't develop till they're 21, 22. If you're that type of player in the OHL, where are you going? There's nowhere to go. You're kind of done.
It's more discipline too in college. Like the OHL, if you're good, you can do what you want.
Yeah, if you're gonna, because listen, even Eric Johnson, I'll say that. Listen, he was drafted first overall. He went the college route, but he said, you know what? Looking back on it, I probably should have gone the junior route, knowing that I was only going to be in college for 1 year and play 1 year junior or whatever. Just in terms of having that NHL schedule and that lifestyle, that routine,
that's kind of the way my agent told me to look at it as well. Because you're right there, like. If you think you're going to be an NHLer by the time you're 20 and you're not going to be, a developing guy still at 21, 22 trying to get a contract, then I guess, you make the move there and play that NHL style schedule and 68 games and practices, and all that traveling. But if you're a guy that's not really like, headed towards being a first round pick or a top 60 pick in the NHL, then I always say, like, I think college is probably the better route. Why not? You get a full ride too. There's a billion broads there, and it's much different than the OHL cities. I mean, you're going to like Arizona State for example.
Cam wouldn't know anything about that.
I went to fucking Windsor, boy.
No, Windsor was a good one.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't a fashion show. It wasn't a fashion show though.
It ain't Arizona State University.
Oh my God, I'd go there.
I know.
I almost did actually.
I would have been Penn State or Arizona.
I know.
Oh
Just go dominate there.
Penn State. Penn State. They're big man on campus too over there. Penn State, man.
Every time I think of Penn State, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think of
I know.
I'm not gonna say
don't say it.
Jerry Sandusky.
Don't say it.
I'm just saying.
I know it's so messed up.
Why he did it?
Hey, you played with a bunch of St. Louis kids though. I got to give him a shout out because you played with Nick Saraceno and Junior.
Oh, what's up?
At Cedar. You probably don't even remember these kids. Ryan.
No, I remember all.
Ryan McGrath.
Greg Amlong.
Oh yeah, and Sam Warning, Michael Parks, dude, Andy Simpson, all these dudes are St. Louis kids.
They were all on my Cedar Rapids team. We were really good. That team was fun. A lot of them guys took care of me too. I was 14, turning 15. They took good care of me. We had a lot of fun. That team was great guys. Yeah. Actually, I still check up on them. You know that Hockey DB website?
Yeah.
I always go on sometimes, and if I'm on there just messing around like a time, typing all them guys' names.
That's what I'm looking at right now. Ryan McGrath, man, I used to coach him back in the day. Great kid.
Saraceno,
all the
those are our boys.
I think he's still playing Saraceno.
Yeah, he is. He's
McGrath and Amlong are coaching, right? Aren't they coaching in St. Louis?
They are. Saraceno is a real Italian dude.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Yeah, he was a beauty.
Hey, let me ask you something. Hey, so you don't even know what the fuck, you don't even know what the OHL is. You're like, okay, Sarnia drafted me. Oh, cool. What is Sarnia? And then you get there, and you're like, God damn, and you start dominating. And are you like, wow, what are we doing? Like, then you go to high school, and you're like, I could kind of do what I want. I mean, was that the same for you?
Yeah, I go to high school the first year, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at this credit sheet. I got to get out of here quicker than this. I don't want to go every year while I'm here. So I went to the guidance counselor or whatever he was, and I'm asking him, like, what do I got to do to get out of school quicker? Is there anything I could do, like in the summer or whatever, like online classes or something? I said, I don't want to be coming. Like, I wanted to go to the rink and stuff and kind of like live like a pro life at 17. Yep. I wasn't looking to go to school. I hated it. And the guy told me, well, your credits are way off because you're doing Canadian and they don't transfer to U.S. You're going to have to do school even after. So I said, so I left right away. I left the school after I took all online American class, and you can finish them whenever you want. Like, they give you everything you got for 3 years, and you finish them on your own time. So we,
Did you finish? Did you finish?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, finished with a little help from a few people, maybe. But we finished, and it was all done. And then I was able to do what I want. You go to the rink in the morning, do what you got to do, and like there was no school, so it really turned into like being so kind of the same. I went to the AHL obviously after I was done. It was like I was living the same lifestyle then as I was in the OHL. So it really did get you
Except
ready.
For no
like
billing.
You knew what you're doing.
No
billing,
yeah.
I wasn't living
difference.
in a basement. I was living in a little apartment.
I know, man.
Did you like the did you like the experience overall though? Like playing in Canada, like some of these packed rinks, whatever, with so much history, like in the OHL. Like, did that excite you at the time, or did you not really care too much about that?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, you go into London or something, or a packed game in Windsor, or Kitchener. Kitchener was always a great crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cool. There were some decent bars in the USHL too, but the OHL is just like, it's more hockey. People care about it more. Like, London Knights were like the Maple Leafs of the OHL. People were not 9,000 fans a night. I mean, you're going in there, it's pretty like exciting game. There's always top NHL prospects on the team. You had the Domies and the Dvoraks and the Mariners. Like, you're playing, I don't know, it was just a different type of league. The USHL, I don't know if I can remember that we had a top end guy the year I was in there, like a guy that everybody was talking about. There was no like excitement around certain players. It was just teams.
And you're a superstar in that little 200,000 people town. Like you're the superstar. They don't have a pro team there, so like everybody pays attention to you. Mm-hmm. It's fun.
You're on the news.
Look, you never had attention in your life, and all of a sudden you go to this little town, everybody loves you. You're like, oh, what do I do? Like it's weird.
And I always said about Sarnia, I always thought Sarnia, and I still think it could be a good OHL city because it's not that bad of a town. You're close to a lot of things, and you're right over at the borders there. But you got to win at some point. You got to get to the playoffs and win some playoff games and stuff to get real fan attention. Like London's there every year. Kitchener, Windsor, these teams are every year at Guelph. And like those are cool cities. Mississauga, those are the ones you want to be in. Anywhere you can get closer to Toronto and London, I thought was the spots that guys wanted to be.
Did your mom and dad like know anything about hockey? Like when you're leaving at 14 and you're going to play in the USHL in Cedar Rapids, that's one thing. Yeah. And that's far enough as it is. You're like in the middle of Iowa, coming from South Philly. But then now all of a sudden you're playing junior hockey in Canada. But your parents like, what is going on? Or did they have a good feel for this hockey thing?
Well, I think my dad started to get a better understanding than I did just from talking to my agent and learning kind of like where I was going. Before, he would have had no idea what it was. They would drop me off in Iowa. They're like, what the frig is this? When they're dropping me off at the billet house, taking me into somebody random house, they drove across country to take me there. And my mom on the way home, she always tells me she couldn't even believe what they just did, like to drop me off at a random person's house that they don't know, to stay out there for the year and play at 14, turning 15. But after the first year, they got used to it. They would come visit like once a month to Sarnia and stuff, which was cool. But no, my dad grew up a Broad Street Bully fan. That's what he was. They loved it. They loved the fights and the Flyers and the Schultz and Bobby Clarks. That's what they loved in Philly. I think that's what all Philly loved. That's how people started to love hockey here.
Well, that's why it's tough. Like, man, oh man, like to have Philly in the 70s win 2 times in a row and be like killers and they bullied you around.
Go tell them to listen to our Bobby Clark interview.
Oh,
by the
Jesus,
way.
Tony. Oh, my God. You might have to listen to that. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's crazy.
I met him a couple days ago. I was like, and I said right away, I said, it's an honor to meet you. I said, like, this is who we looked up to as kids, even though we were 20 years past the time. Like when we were born, we were looking at the Jeremy Roenick's and the Peter Forsberg. The Flyers' history was still Bobby Clark and Dave Schultz, like the Flyers. And I still believe in that. And I told when I was coming here, I said I still believe in that style. I still believe in I guess you can call it Flyers hockey, and that's always been my belief. Anywhere I've gone to, I believe that Flyers hockey, the way they used to play it, is still me. Obviously, it's not going to be the same way, as we all know. You watch the way the game's kind of headed, but like a Nick Deslauriers and stuff, that's a Flyer in my opinion, that's. I think myself, and I'm a little bit different of a player. I'm not a heavyweight fighter or anything like that, but I still think that I play a Flyers brand game. That means a lot to me.
You'll go.
Yeah.
So you got it. I'm happy to go. I mean, right. I think it's part of the game. I always tell guys. I yell at guys sometimes when we're messing around. Like if we're chirping on the bus, I said, if you don't have a fight, and if you don't have one fight per year, you're, what word I'm going to use. I won't use it right now, but
a pussy.
Hey, guys go back. Guys go back and forth. I say that's just the way I think the games you played. Hey, 82 games, you got to get pissed off at somebody.
There you
go. So where did your reputation kind of fall off the rails, man? Because I talked to like some of your former teammates. Like everybody speaks highly of you. They like you as a teammate. You had those issues in the OHL, whatever, with like your own team, which I never even heard of, by the way. Like getting suspended for chirping your own teammate. Yeah, like normally it happens like when you get like this. Like did the coach like how did that come about? Like how'd you get suspended for chirping your own teammate in junior?
Yeah, I mean, without going into too much detail, it was we were a terrible team. We finished dead last in the CHL, so there was a lot of arguments, you know how it is when you're a terrible team. Like that kind of could go off the rails a little bit. And the kind of guy I am, I still wanted to win every game, even though we didn't have many chances to win every game. I was treating every game as if it was, game 7 of a playoff series. And the frustration built. There's other guys, competitors on the team too, right, that show it in different ways. But we got a little argument there, and I said something to him that I shouldn't have said, regretted it. And I don't exactly know who told the league it got back to the league. Like, in my opinion, it should have been a team matter. Yeah. It got back to the league, though. And there was consequences to pay for, whether it was going to be through the team or through the league. It just so happened that it went through the league, and then it became a little bit bigger of a topic where I feel like it went through the team. It might have been a little more quiet, not as public, not statements and all this kind of stuff. But me and that guy remained friends. I knew I shouldn't have said what I said to him, but I said it. What are you going to do? I couldn't take it back. I apologize, and we still remain friends. We were playing in a 3-on-3 summer league that summer together. So it wasn't like we were enemies or it was vicious, and that doesn't mean that it was right. You can't just take it back because we stayed friends. But I just thought that I made a mistake there and learned from it, obviously. But it was something that got blown up, and it was my draft year too, right? So when that came out, and then I got suspended for arguing with another player on another team for the whatever stupid thing that got misconstrued, kind of what you say to him. But it's all part of it. There was different rules in the league. Like, I think that some words that you say to guys on the ice back in the day nobody would even blink an eye, but then you say something to them nowadays and it's a 5-game suspension or whatever it turns out to be, if the hot mic picks it up or whatever it is. So it just kind of got myself in trouble there. And I went to the draft combine that summer, and I told every single team exactly what happened. And some teams tried to play dumb and then wait for me to say it. So I would just jump out right away and say it. Say, hey, I know you guys know, but I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'm not gonna hide anything, because you're gonna find out either way. So I don't need to lie to you. If you want me, you want me. If you don't, it is what it is. I get it.
Okay, so even when
it was pretty funny how they did it.
Yeah, so even when you get traded like this summer, like are teams going like above and beyond with their due diligence on you, or do you feel like have you moved past that, or you still feel like you're fighting that reputation?
Well, you get bought out in New York, and the way that goes with that, I'll never dive into the story, because I'll never rat about anything. I'm never going to tell on something that I know happened. It is what it is. I got bought out. I took the brunt of what happened in New York. So I'm not going to sit here and finger point at people or whatever. But all I would say is I don't think that that's the way it should have went down. I think that I should have just been traded instead of you release a guy that's making $5 million and just came off a big year. People are going, especially with my reputation, people are going to they're going to think something huge happened. Right? If you scratch me for a game while you're working on a trade and then trade me 2 days later, they're not going to think anything of it. You have Trouba, you have Fox on the right side. There's things there that could make a trade could actually make sense. But, when I got released there, and then some of these stories came out in the media that were very inaccurate. For example, the one story came out that I bullied Keandre Miller, which would allude to racism, right? And knowing that I got suspended in junior, and it was a completely false story. And I would never ask another player to come out and protect me, because I don't need it. I don't want anybody else to put themselves in the spotlight, right? But Keandre Miller, who's a fantastic young player, and we got along real good. I only knew him for a month and a half, 2 months. I was there. We got along great. He was a good kid. He was quiet. I was probably one of the loudest guys in the locker room. I never shut up. But to make for a story like that to come out and then be spread 40,000 times on the internet, I think it was, between the likes and all that kind of stuff, and it's all over Instagram's accounts. People believe it. And then you get this reputation painted of you again. Then they go back, he got suspended in junior. Why wouldn't they believe it, right? So that kind of I didn't really like that, and I didn't like that there was no backup for me from the team. Even if they wanted to get rid of me, so be it. It is what it is. But there was no protection of me as well. Like to put that out there that wasn't true. And there was no trying to trade me. It was just like, we're going to bury you. That's it.
Yeah.
So I took it. I said, it is what it is. I said, I'll if I had to sit out the year, I actually, the one thing that I always wanted to get out there, I never did, was last year at the deadline, I offered to terminate my own contract to play again. And then, a story comes out right after the deadline when it didn't pan out. The Rangers offered for me to terminate. And then I declined, which was very inaccurate. I offered it because I wanted to play. But obviously, I spoke to a ton of people this summer, going through. Everyone was doing their due diligence, and you get the same reports back that my teammates and I get along great, and never have problems. Teammates love me, and obviously I had the incident with the teammate, but it ain't the first 2 teammates ever to have an incident. It's not it's the NHL, it's professional hockey. People are competitive, and I don't even blame him for it either. It just is what it is. And it's not the first guys that's ever happened to you. You think guys never gotten in a fight before, an argument before?
At least 5 times for me, Tony.
Well, normally it doesn't get out. I mean, hey, the year the Blues won the Cup, I mean, Robert Bortuzzo and Zach Sanford went toe to toe. You know,
I hated that.
I know. I mean, but they fought. You know, and you move on. I remember, Tarasenko and David Backes, throwing punches at each other. I mean, when I saw Pronger practice every day too, man. I mean, it just
happens.
Now, but what happened with you and Alexander Georgiev? Like what's the story there? Like, you guys are coming off the ice and in the runway. I mean, because that was the last game you played, right?
Yeah, that was the last game I played, and we were coming off the ice, and I said something to him, which you should never say something to a goalie when you're coming off the ice. So I take my part of that. He's running hot too.
True.
We just lost the game in overtime. Yeah. If I was him too, I'd want to turn around and say something. Yeah. He turned around and tried to throw a shot, and it kind of got broken up pretty quick, and it was kind of the wrong guy to throw a shot at, but. Especially when it's off the ice, but it kind of calmed down. But I think there was other stuff going on with the team and I at the time where I kind of wanted to be traded, and they were, the Quinn and I actually like David Quinn personally, but we weren't seeing totally eye to eye as head coach and player. And the next morning, nobody called. I just got released, waived. It was it. So all that kind of stuff. I feel like it just got magnified into a way, like, for example, Robert Bortuzzo, that people talk about it now, they think it was part of the reason the Blues started getting hot. Oh, they took out the frustration, and they start playing great. They wound up winning the Cup that year. For a time there, people were saying it was the worst thing ever. Teammates are fighting in practice. Like, it shouldn't happen. You don't want it to happen.
Yeah, but that was embarrassing, though. I mean, it's still after a game, you can't cheer up the goalie, and you do have, and 100%. you do got problems. So like that all adds up. So you're already on a magnifying glass. And after a game, like these two guys were battling in practice. Now I got pissed,
but it was more than that.
I know, but it's just the goalie thing. Like it just was added on, man. That's a tough one.
Yeah, no. I'm the first guy to take responsibility for things. Do I think that stuff like that should be made public? Absolutely not. I think that there's a little bit of a code that should be followed by. And I got released. I ain't sitting here saying that they made the wrong move. Would I prefer to get traded? Absolutely, but I got released. I'm not going to blame anybody. It is what it is. They moved on. Nobody picked me up. Mm-hmm. But I said to all the teams that called me, I said, I am a fiery guy. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. I said, but am I ready to go and ready to play for whoever picks me up? Absolutely. And that's what I did. I went to Carolina and played for a great coach and played well, like the way I knew I could play and the way I played the year before when I played. So. To me, I've made mistakes in my career, but I don't like a reputation of racism or anything. That bugs me because that's very inaccurate. And I don't like reputation of not getting along with teammates either because that is also very, very, very inaccurate. So that kind of stuff pisses me off, and it's something I like to address when I can. I don't go out of my way to do it, but no, I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh no, I got screwed everywhere I went. It was all their fault, not mine." That ain't the truth. But what the truth is I compete, and when I play, and I give people my word, and I told Carolina, because they were nervous. Everybody's nervous, right? Oh, we're taking a risk here. I said, you got my word. I said, I come in and I play as hard as I can for you, and I keep my mouth shut and just play. And that's what I did. And I try to keep, if I give somebody my word, that's what I do. I keep it. So I did that.
Well, I've heard stories about guys getting in the face of a goaltender and stuff like that after games. And I remember like when Brent Johnson played here back in the day, like that would go on.
I didn't mean to chirp you that much, Tony.
But let me say this, though, because we've had David Quinn on and we've had Jeff Gorton on, man, and they speak highly of you. I will say that. Jeff Gorton said that he went and were calling teams on your behalf to speak highly of you. I don't know if you knew that or if he ever told you that and whatever, but like what was your, interaction with him and maybe John Davidson or David, like after you left? Have you ever talked to them again or no?
Yeah, John Davidson texted me to congratulate me on headed to the Flyers. What's funny is the way it ended there. I didn't like, how I wasn't just traded and it became public knowledge and like, I turned into enemy number one of New York, obviously, as you guys can see in the playoffs there. Yeah. But personally, as guys, I like them guys. Quinny as a guy, I liked. And sometimes as a coach, we didn't totally get along all the time or see eye to eye, but as a guy, he's a good guy. I think anybody on our team would say that he was a good guy. I liked him. He's a funny guy. You have some fun with it. Gortz, I really liked, and I was close with Gortz's son. He was at the rink a lot of the times, younger kid. And JD they were all good people. I never have anything bad to say about any of them. The only thing, and I told them to their face, and I told anybody that I spoke to publicly, I said, I really believe that I should have been traded,
I get you.
and not released and bought out after, and whatever the case may have been. I felt like they talk super highly of me when they speak to you guys too, right? And I would talk highly of them. I think they're all good hockey guys and good people, but that's just one thing that we'll never agree on, that I wasn't able to get moved. And you're not able to get moved because what people know after. So sure, what are they gonna say? Oh, eat half his salary. All this shit came out about him. Eat half his salary. They're able to take him. And obviously, they weren't going to do that. No. But if nobody knows what happens, and they just say, hey, we're moving on. We got a piece to move here. We got too many righties. I highly think that I would have gotten traded without issue.
So what did you do the rest of this after they released you? Like, what did you do the rest of that season? Were you watching hockey? Were you paying attention? Like, were you communicating with like friends in the league? Like what were you doing to pass the time and stay ready?
Yeah, I was staying ready. I was at the rink every morning, same as I'm doing like in an off season. I was at the rink. I'd work out. I would skate. I would do a little bit. I skate at the end in case I got a call quicker than I thought. And a lot of calls came in. A ton of calls. So I think there was maybe 17 different teams that at one point called to see what would be the thing. And that's when I said, you know what? I'll terminate this deal if we could find the right fit. And when I was going to go terminate the deal, though, it was going to have to be like a 2-year deal elsewhere. When you would get put on waivers or whatever, you're going to have to sign a 2-year deal. And then it just didn't wind up not working out. A 2-year deal, I didn't know if it made sense. What if you go somewhere and it wasn't the right fit? You're stuck there for another year. And, first I was going to have to get ready again, too. And now I'm sitting out 3 months. Now you got to get ready again and try to get ready in for a playoff series. So it just wound up not working out. It was just a little too late there. So after the deadline passed, I watched hockey the whole year. I watched all the playoffs and stuff. And after the deadline passed, I kind of took some time off and just reset and, tried to get ready for the offseason. And when the offseason came around, it was a lot of them same teams interested again. And to be honest with you, a lot of the times ownerships of some teams were putting the no on it.
Yeah. Well, you like
you would get there, you would get to the top. All right, we have a deal. And then the ownership, we're going to pass on this.
Right.
We don't want the publicity or whatever, which I understood. It's a business they're running. They're not just, it's not the Tony Deangelo league. These people are running the
hockey. The hockey people want you on the team. I know. It's the owner who's like, how are the fans going to react? How's the community going to react?
Hey, what'd you do the whole time? Were you lonely though? I mean, like, did you hang with the guys? Like.
It was pretty boring sometimes, but my buddies, some of my best buddies, I was living in Hoboken when I got released because there was no traffic on the bridge and the city was so crazy that I just lived over there. And so my best friend actually lived 3 blocks from me. So we were kind of hanging out a lot. I stayed in Hoboken for a good while and then went back to Philly as time just kept ticking on there. But no, I mean, I passed the time. It was tough. It was, because you were getting, what the thing was about it. I was getting a phone call every day. That this team's interested. They have to send it up to their, the ownership, and the ownership would say no, and then like another letdown, and you think you're getting close to something, and you just weren't able to get it done. And at some point, I think I started. I'm not dumb. I started to realize what was coming. I knew I was getting bought out after the year. But I said I'm either going to terminate this deal and try to find something right now, or we're waiting to, wait until the off season. And I don't know how many teams we've had now tell my agents that they regret not taking me in last year and stuff. And hey, I totally understand all of it. I'm never going to, I don't like the way certain things worked out, but I'm also not just expecting 32 offers, when I became a free agent last summer. I get it. I get how it works and fans, what they want and stuff. So I'm happy the way it all worked out. I'm happy that I got to go to Carolina for a year and play with Rod and some great people there, great guys. So it worked out.
Yeah, you've mentioned Rod
the Bod,
though.
Rod the Bod. How was he, man? How was it? How was the whole setup there? And I know you kind of have to do like the goofy antics afterwards, which I don't mind. Look, you're playing for the fans anyway, but like, explain that whole scenario and how Rod the Bod was.
He's great. I mean, you'll never hear anybody say a bad word about this guy. He's just an unbelievable coach. He doesn't get any better than what he does, and he's a motivator. A guy can come in 82 nights a year. I played 82 games if you include the playoffs. I missed a couple during the season. 78 games. He's 78 different times he came in and gave a different speech, but a speech that was enough to get you to the point, you could be on a Wednesday night in Arizona last year. You know how people are, like, how the league is. For guys like, you try to get through it. Not with him. It was like, we're the same way every night. And that's what I think, the one thing I would say is we were so good in the regular season because we played so hard every night. There's sometimes you feel like a team takes their foot off the gas a little bit on the back-to-back or whatever. We were there's one way to do it. and he didn't need to scream at you or mother after team or anything like that. It was just we had such respect for him that it was that way. It's the Carolina Hurricane way to play, and we all bought in. I think that was that's why the team's good, and that's why they'll continue to be good long term with him as the head coach. I think it's something that they shouldn't take for granted, having him as the coach down there, right? But no, just the guys were really good too. It's a great group of guys. I would never have anything bad to say about the Canes. Like the fans were unreal. When I remember my first year, I was playing with Arizona, and we had a game in Arizona. We played Carolina. There was about 600 people there, and then the same thing. We went there. There was a few thousand. It was just so light. And I'm like, wow. And then I get down there this year, to play. I obviously didn't play the last season. And I mean, we're packed every night. We're sold out every night.
I know. No, you are.
And with like a
wild
your
bowling
crowd,
balls
too.
afterwards.
The
too.
Caniacs.
You got to act like a bowling ball.
And they don't leave when the game's over. They want to see what you guys are going to do.
Is that kind of weird though?
Who comes up with
Tony,
that?
No, Tony. Is it?
We didn't do any of it this year.
Okay.
We didn't do any of we did the clap, like, kind of like the Minnesota Viking fans do.
That's okay.
We did the clap. We didn't do any of the other crazy stuff. The one night guys had like Star Wars. That wasn't for me personally. Yeah. Like, I don't mind the clap. The clap is what it is. The fans loved it. I mean, you look at the people's faces in the crowd, they're loving it. And they were great fans. So why not give them something back and something that we could do together? That was fine. All the other stuff is not something that I would have had an interest in. The bowling balls, because you got to remember you're playing, especially in the playoffs. I don't think it's necessary.
I know, man.
Which we didn't do. Obviously, you got to beat a team 4 times, not once. So that's something I don't really like. But I think that as a group, we all talked about it. It was kind of like, hey, the clap is what it is. That's like a little post game celebration. Some teams go to the middle and do the sticks. We do the clap. It is what it is. People hate it. Did I love it? No, but I think the clap itself was good. I don't want all the bowling and the Vander Holyfield knocking guys out. That kind of stuff. But people like it, and it's a business too, right? So
I get you.
No, they're like racing. They're like they had somebody could have pulled a hamstring.
Thank you,
there.
Andy. I'm like,
the racing. They almost hit Stevie Lorentz's throat with this friggin' skate.
Oh my god!
It popped up when they were racing that one day when they dove. I was like, oh god.
I know. Get me the fuck off the ice, please. I just got done playing 25 minutes.
But all these guys there, they're so underrated. I need to know about Jacob Slade. Is he a good guy? Like, what's he like as a teammate? How good is this guy? And you guys played a lot together,
great teammate. Yeah. Great guys, quiet guy. We played all year together basically after maybe the first 10, 12 games. And there's nobody better that I've seen. I can't speak for every player in the league, but there's nobody better that I've seen. Obviously, had the pleasure to play with him that could defend one-on-one the way he does. Play a lot of man-to-man in Carolina. And I've been telling people this lately. I feel like this is like my 4th time saying it. But when you play man-to-man, it's a tough job sometimes depending on who you get, what guy you get stuck with. Because you could be following this guy all over the place. And Slavo, there's a shift that we were playing in the playoffs where Marchand was buzzing in that playoff series, was humming around with the puck. Slavo just all over him the whole time. He tried to make one of them little cutbacks he does, and he just pinned him up against the boards, takes the puck, hits the middle pass, and out we go. And it was like a little play, sure. Nobody, the real hockey person is going to see it, but the average fan just thinks it's a stop, and then you go the other way. But those kind of plays when you're playing man-to-man against the McKinnons and the Marchands and the McDavids and stuff, the Matthews, he could do it. I mean, he could shut them down one-on-one all game. There's not many guys that could do that. So the way he plays defense, and he's pretty good offensively too. Like, he's real smart, makes good passes, like some real high level plays, like in the ozone sometimes. He's just, you don't get much better than that. And as a partner, especially for a guy that plays the way I played, it was a perfect fit.
What about like Trocheck and stuff? Trocheck gets the big deal. I mean, you got Aho, Svechnikov, like all these guys, like they're all really, really like high end players, and they don't get that much attention. Like, did you feel like the team was good enough to go all the way? Do you really believe that, or do you feel like, you know what, I don't know, like compared to the big dogs, maybe we're still like missing something, or did you feel confident you guys were good enough to do it?
No, absolutely confident. I mean, to me, it was a major, major letdown. Now, would I say it's a major, major letdown if we wind up going on and losing to Tampa in a long series? No, because it's, the pedigree they have and the star power they have in Vasilevsky, that's a different story. But to lose in the second round to the Rangers the way we did with the team we had, to me it's major letdown, like a huge disappointment. But it's just the way it goes in the series. We let it go too long. We had chances to put it away, and we didn't. But no, these guys, I mean, like Troch, for example. Troch he won't be underrated anymore now. He's going to be playing in New York.
Yeah.
But he's unreal, and I think that people don't realize from the outside looking in, Brett Pesce and Brady Shea pair is like off the charts. They played a lot of times. So both of our pairs play against the first and second lines for the other teams. But a lot of times they would actually take, the first in some, you playing in Matthews, and then we would take the second and third in a sense, like the way you do it, the way they rotate it. These guys played big minutes against big time players every shift. They didn't get many shifts against third and fourth lines. Mm-hmm. They were usually, it was the McKinnons, the McDavids, the Matthews, the Barzals. Like they were against all of them and just unreal. They move the puck good. They skate good. They're always in the offensive zone. Like that's probably the most underrated, best pair like that you could find. Not many teams could have that. Plus having a Slave and an eye on top of it we had. So to me, yeah, it was disappointment, but a lot of really, really good players. I guess they're not going to put any of them on the superstar level, but there's a lot of guys there that are right, hanging around that star level for sure.
If they played in other markets, people would be calling them.
Well, the Blues didn't have any superstars, and they won in 18.
I know.
Okay. The Blues, they're kind of similar teams actually when you look at it, just deep. You go through like the Blues, you look at their top 9 forwards. I mean, sure, there's no McDavid there, but there's a Ryan. You just roll through the whole team. They got a ton of top end talent.
They play that system and they hit you and they just roll for the lines. Hey, let me ask you though, Tony, you talked to Big Torts yet? I mean, has he sat you down and talked to you? You get to know him yet?
Oh, we've spoken a couple of times on the phone. We missed each other actually last week at the rink, but he seems like he's my kind of guy, just a competitive, fiery guy, and I think that's how I am as a player, and he is as a coach. From the reputation, I all the Ranger guys that I know that play for him, and some guys in Columbus that I talk to, everybody has good things to say about him. So I believe that he's a great thing for the team right now. It's structure, and there's a way to do it, and kind of like Rod. There's a way to do it. Maybe there are different personalities in the way they go about things, but when you have a coach that demands one way to do it and guys buy in, that's usually when the teams are pretty good. So to me, that's I'm looking forward to that, and I think that our team, we need it, so it'll be good.
Hey, you never played a game for the Lightning, but just interacting with like Yzerman, like playing with Vasilevsky in the minors too. Like first off, did you know Vasilevsky was going to be like turn into what he is now? Like, did you see that at a young age? Like, you just knew this guy was like going to be absolutely great, or what?
Well, all I knew is every time he came down, we wouldn't lose. So I figured he was pretty good. They would send Bishop was their goalie then, so he was playing a lot of the games. And so what they would do is if they had let's say they played like Monday, Friday, Vasi would come down and play with they'd have a different backup go up. They would switch. And Vasi would play with us, so to say Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday too, and then go up and join the team again after that. And we couldn't lose when he was down there. He was like unreal. He was like a brick wall, and you started to get to know. I mean, who did I know he was gonna be the best goalie in the NHL? No, but you could see like how good he was. And they trade Bishop, and the story writes itself after that with the Lightning done. But no, there was so much high talent there, and they keep bringing it in. I don't know how they do it, because they trade half their first round picks the last 6 years. Keep just bringing in random guys. Buddy of mine actually, like Ross Colton, he's a local guy. I don't know. I think he was a 4th round pick. He's a pretty good player for them now.
Yeah.
They just find guys all over the place and they develop them properly and stuff. So yeah, it was a great organization. Disappointed I never got to play a game there, obviously, but that's just how it works.
Yeah, I remember Ben Bishop being there as the guy told me Vasilevsky is the best goaltender he's ever seen. Like before he became, what he is today. How was Yzerman with you? Like, I mean, I know he traded you and whatever. Did you have much interaction with him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he drafted me, and you talk a little bit at the camps and stuff, but not a ton of interaction. When you're not up with the big club, you don't really see them guys too much.
Right.
But seen him enough, I guess, as a minor leaguer, and he checking in on me all the time when in the summer and stuff. Real good guy. Super hockey smart. Like when you sit down and talk to him, and I remember him telling me that at a time there that he was asking me my opinion on the players, and obviously as a person watching, Stamkos, Kucherov, Hedman, Bishop, whatever at the time, and he would always point out and tell me to pay more attention to Andre Palat, how good he is. And he had a different, like you see the way he does business there. He's always finding like little gems and the hockey smart stuff. And then you watch Palat, everybody I think knows now, but at a time there I would, all you're saying, Kucherov, Stammer, like when you're watching as a fan, and we were there as prospects, like as a black ace. And all you're thinking about is them guys. Then you start to watch a guy like him, and it's a real hockey smart guy, super nice guy. And tell you what, he had a hell of an off season with the Wings there too. They're gonna be good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he did.
They're fun to watch too, man. Like that guy. He ruined the hearts of St. Louis back in the day when Greider turned it. Remember that, Andy? Greider turned it over, and he goes bar down on John Casey, who we see all the time, by the way. Hey, let me ask you something. You making a little bit of money, actually making a lot of money. What are your toys? Like, what do you like to do? I know you're talking about the Jersey Shore, but don't tell me you're like cruising around it down at like DJ's with all the big boys down there? You got a boat? What are you doing for fun?
Actually, the last 2 summers before this one, I was actually in DJ's a good amount. Not as
with a bay. Did you have security with you?
Not as big as them fellas in there, though.
I know.
But no, I'm not a big toy. I like cars. So I like to have a good car, but I'm not a like a huge toy guy or anything. What I want to do is, so where my house is at the shore now is inland a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's 2 blocks from the beach or whatever, but I want to put it on the bay where I could have, you can get a boat, you can hit the jet skis and stuff. Problem is just trying to find it has been impossible now. The last 2 years, the way housing is going, can't find anything. So like I look every day, try to find something. I'd like to be on the bay because once you get on the bay, you put a, you still have the beach. The beach is 10 blocks now instead of 2, but now you got your own open water, jet skis, all that kind of stuff. So that's the goal. Hopefully by the time that this contract's up, I can figure that out.
Center console.
Yeah.
Get that center console, What
kind of car are we driving right now, Tony? What kind of car are we driving?
Right now, I actually got to make a change. I just bought it, but I want to get out of it. It's a little too small for me. I got the GT53, the Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's like it's sick.
Two-door?
It's like, no, 4. So it's just, what's the name now? It's a little too small for my liking. It's unreal. It drives great at the inside. Like Mercedes, I never had a Mercedes before. It's the first one.
Oh, yeah.
The technology and stuff in the Mercedes is insane. But, I think I got to find something a little bit bigger.
Four-wheel drive in Philly,
I got somebody that'll buy it.
I know, now I'm going to need it.
I got somebody that'll buy it here from you.
Andy, come on.
And he'll buy it, and then he'll set you up with something else. He'll set you up with something else.
He's not a sponsor. I'm just telling you.
There's another player who plays down in Florida who was like trying to sell him his Ferrari. He's buying his $450,000 Ferrari.
Tony, get that center console. Find that house right on the water. Get that center console. Get a couple jet skis, man. Kick your feet up. Oh, dude, that's how you do it.
Hey, listen, back in the day, when you were a kid, though, I got to ask you about Johnny Gaudreau. One more question about him. Like, when he was Johnny, like, was he always Johnny Hockey? And, like, was he, like, dominating at a young – or did you expect this out of him, like, knowing him as long as you have?
Well, I always seen, I'm not going to say I thought Johnny was going to be 115 point scorer in the NHL. He was so small. And, size was like a huge thing back then. Everybody talked about size. And I was younger than him too, right? So what did I really know about who was going to be what? But I would follow him still close. And I think he turned into Johnny Hockey and went to BC. I think that's when the name came about, and then followed him through now his whole career.
Right.
But every level he went to, people would say, oh, he's finally going to stop scoring like that because how small he is.
Mm-hmm.
So he came to the USHL the same year I went there. He won Rookie of the Year. They won the Clark Cup that year. Then he goes to college. He wins. I don't know. I think he won Hobie Baker. I'm pretty sure he did. And then wins national championship. And the points just never stop. They just keep coming, if not more. They just keep getting more and more. Then he goes to the NHL. And they're like, all right, now it's finally going to end. The run's going to end. It's too small. First game he scores. Then he's scoring point per game, 99 points. It just never stopped. And he used to score like these wraparound goals as a kid. He played up. He was 93. My brother was 92, but Johnny would play up most of the time. And he was the littlest guy on the ice, and he would score every game. It was just these wraparound goals he would score and cut, like it's just cutting right through people and dangling guys. And now you see him in the summer, like he skates with us when we skate together. It's insane. Like the skill he has and the way he just goes right through people like nothing. I mean, it's just a little tiniest toe drag stuff. He's ready. He's gone. Kill you. Like one wrong move you make, it's like he could see things at a slower rate than everybody else. And as soon as you like turn your feet or do anything, he's gone. It's it. So he's just unbelievable. I mean, the best guy that came around out of this area probably ever, I guess. So fun guy to watch, I'm sure.
That's exactly what Andy said about his Parkway North days in high school. It's so
back
weird.
in the day.
You just bragged about him just like Andy brags about himself.
Hey, listen.
Can I ask him a question, though?
Yeah, go ahead.
I know. Look, I've done crazy things, man. I used to catch guys late and stuff, elbow guys. So I had my thing. So you get that. But the abuse of the official stuff, like, what do you think that is? Like, do you get pissed after the whistle? Are you like mad at them? Are you mad at the situation? Like, how do you get so many of those? Like, how do you...
Abuse of official, the one I had in the NHL where I got suspended for was I got punched over a pile.
Oh,
so I dropped my gloves and I wanted to fight, and I was getting held, and I got drilled again. So now I'm pissed. Yeah. Like, more pissed than I was after the first shot. I was ready to fight after the first one. After I got hit clear again, then I was ready to go off. I wanted to go. I forget who punched me, but I wanted to fight. I think it was Sam Bennett. Oh, yeah. And he hit me with 2 nice ones over the top. It was just a big pile at the end of a period. No big deal, like who it was. He wanted to fight too. It was no big deal. and the ref just won't let me go, and I'm losing it. So I try to get free. So I kind of like try to break his hands off me.
Yeah.
And I just try to push down, and you're not allowed to make any moves at them like that. And I was yelling at him a little bit, but it wasn't like, I didn't get suspended for the word. I got suspended for the action of pushing down. Like I got a call the next morning, and they said, you can't touch him. Like he's, you pushed his wrist real hard, and he filed a report to the league, and you got 3-game suspension. So, I mean, abusive officials, that was the only one I've had in pro and in the OHL. It's just from yelling at them. And it wasn't like I said something to.
Well, it is,
so I don't know.
I look it up. No, let me explain myself. Like I said, because you look it up and you're like, hey, abusive official. I'm like, are you okay? You just chirping them? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And like I always tell, and Andy and I talk about, Andy coaches, and I always kiss the ref's ass, and you always get.
I'm too hard on him.
Yeah.
I'm definitely too hard on him.
All right.
And that's one thing that I'm going to end this year, being too hard on him. Like if there's an offsides call sometimes, I don't know why, but I'll be like, what the, it's like, and the guy turns around, he's probably like, would you shut up already?
I know, and they're going to ding you, dude.
There's a lot.
So that's one thing that I have to, I got to clean that up.
Well, because they're waiting for you.
I'm not attacking them personally, though.
No.
They're all nice guys.
Right,
the
cool.
next game I'll go up to them, I'll be like, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Probably saying to themselves, you're going to do it again tonight.
You got to take care of them.
Yeah.
Hey, you and Marchand have like a rivalry or what? Like, that goes back a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, from New York, we similar type of personalities.
Yeah.
And so that always seems to clash against each other. But people always wanted us, in the playoffs, they wanted to make a big story, right, on ESPN. They wanted it to be Marchand versus me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care. I got so much respect for his game. He's so good.
Yeah, man.
That it's just hockey. I mean, I don't care if I'm playing against him. I want to win. So whatever that means that I got to do to win, that's what I'm planning on doing. And I was grabbing his nose the one time and twisting it around, and he's asking the ref. He's like, you gonna do something about this? I forget who the ref was. And the ref just looks over at both of us. He's probably like, look at these two morons. And he's like, that's enough, Tony. He's like, let it go. So I gave one more little wiggle, and I pulled it off. And so it's just playoff. To me, that stuff is. The Boston fans are going crazy, or "F you, Tony" chants, or like I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
So I just find that to be hockey, and it turns out when I do it, it seems like it's a little more publicized, but it's just hockey. I'm just playing. I want to win.
He grabbed his nose.
A few years back, you were getting all this attention. You just mentioned you got off Twitter. Like, didn't you have a podcast too? Yeah. But you were like tweeting and whatever. Like, did any of the teams tell you to stop tweeting, get off social media? Did you do that on your own? And are you going to get back on social media, or is life easier being away from Twitter?
Life is nice off of Twitter, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I was told at a time that I shouldn't be on it. They can't actually tell you, so I wouldn't act like somebody actually did that. I think they insinuated what to do. Mm-hmm. And did I take that advice at the time? No. But after I decided on my own, it was just, I said, I'm done with all this stuff. And podcast-wise, when I'm done playing, I'll probably, maybe do something again, but it just wasn't the right time. And so I don't even care about that now. But yeah, just being off social media is great. I mean, people can still message you on Instagram and try to shred you back. I care less. Like Twitter to me was just like, it's just too many, it's too much negativity about everything. There's no positivity about anything. So kind of just going back and forth, people would do like all stuff that I shouldn't have done that I admit, I take responsibility for. There's no way around it to say, hey, I tweeted back at this person because of this. You shouldn't have done it. Like, I'm not stupid. I know what I shouldn't have done, but I did it, and then it is what it is.
Dude, when you retire, just have your podcast. Listen,
all the NBA players are doing it too.
But if you tweet shit politically, you're gonna have people that wouldn't follow you otherwise comment on it. Like that's why it's like so much easier just to talk about it on a podcast, and people that like you will just listen. Mm-hmm. But but you're a rough one, like the Beehive a little bit. They're like,
hey. Well, listen, I always said, and I'll still say this, whether I take full responsibility for anything I did, but I never said anything wrong that was that was over the line on there. I just was literally giving an opinion. Mm-hmm. Did I like a certain politician? Yeah, I did. And I'm not afraid to admit that. But that doesn't mean I was, they just took, oh, you're this, you're that because of that. That's not true.
Yeah, but that was just me giving my opinion. They'll hate you for that, though, man.
That's what they do. They hated me for it. That's the only thing they hated me for.
Yeah. They'll hate you for that. The media will absolutely just stay away from it. Like, just wait till you're done and then do your shit. I'm just telling you, it's just not worth it.
No,
it's not worth
it. You guys are right. It's true.
Yeah, I got to ask you about one player because Cam won't leave this kid alone. And he played here for a year. He was actually a nice kid, but like you played junior with him. Nail Yakupov. Like, did you like Nail? Was he a good kid? And was he that good in junior to warrant the first overall pick? Like, what'd you think of him were you surprised to see him bust out? As in, like, a negative bust.
I was very surprised he didn't turn out. That's how good he was.
Okay.
Crazy level of skill, crazy shot. I mean, did stuff at like a level that nobody in the OHL was even close to. And, you know, when I was there, I was like, wow. Like, and Galchenyuk was great too. He wound up getting hurt the year I was there, but also, like, you know, he went third. Also, really, really good. Like, you can't fault Edmonton for taking him first. Like, the way I was watching him there compared to like other really good players that went in the first round, wasn't even close. He would like explode and just break games open whenever he felt like it.
I remember Berkey
he was
chirped his ass.
Who did?
A little bit lazy in certain things, but I don't know. Berkey chirped him?
I don't know. Cam keeps saying that. Where did
Andy,
he do that?
He was on our podcast, and he said that he was one of the worst interviews ever.
Oh, really?
Like
a pre-draft interview?
Pre-draft interview. He almost kicked him out of the room, and he said, I could have ruined him if I wanted to.
Now, there's a chance with Cam saying he said there's
saying.
about somebody completely different.
Well, we've had so many of these guys
on. You never know.
We've had everybody on. We've had everybody on.
We'll have to go back and listen.
They've told so many stories.
Yeah. Well, listen, he played here for a year.
He was good then. It just didn't pan out, which was kind of surprising.
All right.
Just to go the way he went. I mean, it was totally out. It wasn't like being an average player. He kind of just fell off, and I never thought that would happen.
Hey, I'd watch him in practice. I'd be like, wow, if you just walked into the rink for the first time, you think this guy is the best player in the league.
I didn't think
when you watch him just skate around in practice.
I didn't think that at all.
And
he
then,
blew tires all the time.
In the games, he just couldn't.
And you might get chirped for saying that.
No, in practice, like in the summer skates and stuff like that. I'm telling you.
I think guys are going to.
And then in the games, he just couldn't play. Like it's like he couldn't think the game. Didn't have good hockey sense or something. I don't know. So, all right.
Sorry, Tony.
What's on the agenda for you the rest of this summer? You taking a vacation? You just getting geared up and ready to go, or what?
No, actually we're going to Disney. Believe it or not, my whole my family and my cousins, which is an odd trip to be honest.
That is kind of odd. Are you going to have fun down there?
I don't know. I think it's going to be fun. I'm sure. I mean, we're going to go down it. We went like 15 years ago. So like with the same crew, my godfather, my whole family and his family. And so my godparents, my godmother and godfathers, they're married and we're going to go down together. So we did it 15 years ago or whatever it was. Now we're going to try it again, see how it is. I'm sure it'll be fun in some ways. It's not like going to an island or something like a resort or whatever.
It's a family trip.
Yeah, it's a family thing. We'll have
children
fun.
involved.
He's got cousins, dude.
Okay, little kids.
No, they're older. They're 21.
Oh, see what I mean? Andy? This has got awful. No, hey, cancel that.
So
trip.
we'll see.
Seriously,
don't cancel it.
I'm just saying, go to the beach instead.
You'll probably see.
I go to the beach. I have the beach every weekend. So
I know, but that's the Jersey Shore beach.
You'll
probably see Bo Bennett down there. You know, like he likes to go to Disney all the time.
Bo Bennett came on our podcast. He's literally at like Six Flags on a date, and like he's like underneath the Batman, like doing the rate, and we had him on for an hour and a half. The poor girl was just sitting there eating waffle fries.
Hey,
I mean, I like rides and stuff. I haven't been to an amusement park. I literally can't tell you how long. Probably Six Flags when I was a kid.
Yeah, you're gonna be bored out of your mind. You're gonna be
I think
bored
there's
out of your
different
mind.
stuff. Dude, like there's like water park. I don't know what's going on. Well,
they're going to be asking.
Hey, Tony, go in that water park. There's no bacteria in that mug. You'll have hepatitis A through Z.
They're asking you to pay for everything.
I know.
But it's not going to be cheap for you, Tony.
Get out of that, Tony. I got to put my foot down on this. I'm sorry.
Hey, who's your best friend? Who's your best friend in the league? Like, so, like if something like goes down, like who really helped you through your your highs and lows, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, Ryan Strome and I were as close as it gets. I love the guy. We were together. He came over from Edmonton, and I always ask him. I said, "How the frig did we become friends?" Because I don't remember starting talking to him. Like I have no, you know how it works. I guess when you're on a team, you don't remember like how you really start to get closer, guys. And I always ask him. I said, "How do we become so close?" Like, what you got traded. I said, "We want to sit next to each other on the plane. Like, when did we start talking?" But we must have started talking about I don't know whenever, and we just became real close. We got along. Like we had a lot, talked like the same, acted the same. We were both. He was goofy in the locker room. I was loud, messing around, clowning around. Him and then this year, Vinny Trocheck. I mean, we got as tight as it could be too.
Cat.
So yeah, unbelievable guy. Doesn't get much better than that.
Sometimes it just happens, man. They just connect with a dude.
It's hard to say. Like those two, I guess, are right at the top. And then you got like Hazy, Brady Shea, Terry. Like, there's a good list of guys who stay super close. Like we have a group chat. Jimmy Vesey. I got a group chat that we have with like 6 guys are still from the Rangers. Everybody's in different spots now, but like guys that we were like just super close. So I've been on so many different teams now. It's kind of tough. You got different guys you get real close with every year. So I haven't got to stay with them guys for as long as you would like to, obviously. But no, this league's filled with I never met really a bad guy in the league. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Might sound crazy to say,
No,
but
it's not.
You're not boys with everybody, but they're good people.
Yeah. No,
and that includes Georgiev, right?
Yeah, he's not a bad guy.
Don't yell at the goalie after the game, though. Tony, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I love you, man. Like I do. Like I get you. But that.
Well, they need time to
I'm just saying. Go in the locker room.
Hey, but you know what, man? Listen, I hope, and I feel like, you're a sick player, by the way. People need to know that.
Yeah,
from a skill standpoint, running a power play, I see you tending to it.
Line.
So you're gonna have a great year, and you're gonna find a home here, hopefully in Philly, man. And you're gonna play for a long time. I'm happy that you got all the bullshit kind of behind you.
Yeah.
And now you can just focus on Disney and buying toys and playing hockey.
Cancel that fucking trip. Seriously, you're gonna be miserable.
Don't let Cam talk to you like that. I can't
know how to have fun.
And tell Ryan Stone we're gonna be calling his ass too.
Hey Tony,
we're gonna. He's a beauty. You'll like his interview a lot. He's a great guy.
Hey, thanks for coming on, big boy.
Yeah. All the best.
Appreciate it, guys.
We'll be watching.
My pleasure.
Hey, have a great season, okay?
Yeah, man, we'll be watching,
Thanks.
dude. See you, homie.
The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
That was Tony Deangelo.
Dude, he's cool as shit.
So honestly, break it down. You're a GM.
Yeah.
And you're listening to him and you're watching him play. You put it all together.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Dude, he seemed real, man. I had to ask him about a couple things, though. He's kind of loud on stuff when it comes to the, chirping this, the abuse. If you read upon, listen, if you look up my shit, I got some weird shit too. But if you look at his, there's a common thing. He's talking to the officials, there's something to that. You don't do that.
But there's sometimes, can I ask you this? Do you get labeled? And then the officials are just reacting a certain way because you have a reputation to go along with it.
You brought that in yourself, though.
Yeah, but some of it was down in junior and stuff.
I know, but it all coexists.
Did you ever have that happen? Because, listen, I've never been in this situation, believe it or not.
I know you haven't, Andy, and it's not good.
But I would, knowing my own personality,
yeah.
I would have a hard time with if a linesman, and I know you got to deal with it. Okay, so walk us through this, Cam, because you've been here several times. If a linesman has your arms and you cannot move.
Yep.
And the dude across from you is punching you in the head.
Yep.
And you can't defend yourself. How do you not snap?
You should be mad at the other linesman for not getting that guy. You know what I mean? And sometimes that does happen. It's happened to me, and I got corked. It's happened to a guy where somebody grabbed him. I remember they grabbed Johnny Erskine, my second fight with big Johnny Erskine. I'm going, and he gets caught with his jersey, and I'm boom, boom. Then they hold him. I hit him 2 more times. Then he gets loose, and he could have fucked me up. And they jump in, and I'm like, oh, God. I'm like, they just fucked you so bad. It just happens. It's just a weird reaction. The linesman, look,
they got to get both guys.
I used to call them off me. I was signature, get away. Everybody knows that.
They would never listen to you in today's game.
Never.
Because
I know.
They don't want the fights going on that long.
They do, but they don't. But back then, they'd give me, I would be getting piss pumped. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Jesus, get away. Let me get back into this. I know what I'm doing. Finally I get my grip. I was always nice to them. Even if I got a stupid penalty where I shouldn't have gotten it, I'd be like, did I really get that? All right, I get you, man. And they'd always, so that's why I'm telling him. And we always preach to our listeners and, to their kids and stuff like that. If your kids are bitching at the ref at a young age, you better put your goddamn foot down.
I don't like that.
Andy, you know what I'm talking.
I do not like it.
Don't you mess with me with that. You do not do that. You parents, you just don't do that. The kids especially, I'm telling you.
One thing I don't have.
Put you behind the 8 ball.
I don't have it in me either is you've had interactions with referees and stuff like that on the bench. And I remember whatever. And as a player, you can I'm sure, some of that will happen. If it's a bad call, bad icing call, bad offsides, the bench will erupt, right? And just go crazy. We've seen that. But the parents who are watching games and losing their mind on the refs, I just don't.
Settle down.
I don't have patience for
Settle
it.
down.
And I certainly don't have patience for a kid on the bench feeling like he can. That's the coach's job. It's not your job as a kid.
I pay money. That doesn't mean you can bitch at the ref. No. Settle down.
No.
You want to write an email afterwards when things happen and you go do your thing and you got to talk to the coach about something because of money situations, do it away from the kids. You're embarrassing if you do that shit. Mm-hmm. You are.
Well, then you wonder why the kid acts the way he does.
Exactly.
Right?
If your kid's bitching at the ref at a young age, your parents, you better put your foot down on that.
But Tony's he's a good player, man. A really good player.
I kind of like him, man. And I do.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's
Cam.
Everybody matures, and I truly believe.
I know.
When I say this, Cam,
I fucked up too.
That I think it's like not everybody's coming from Oakville, Ontario, or Minneapolis, and like from a wealthy area, or from some suburb in Toronto, or from a farm in Saskatchewan. Some people are from South Philly. Not many.
I know.
But
Philly.
It's a different world, man. He comes from a different world. It's a different way of life, a different way of handling situations, a different way of reacting,
different way of politics. And sometimes
you got to.
South Philly is hit or miss.
Sometimes you got to adjust.
I know.
Based on where you work. I mean, it's like if you work as in any business, you can't go into the office, losing.
But on the other hand, though, Andy, he was a little too much on a lot of that.
I get you.
Like you can't. Like I'm reading the shit, and I'm like, I know how I fucked up. And it's like I just on and on and on and on, and I'm like, whoa. And then you talk to him.
I hope it's good for him to go back to his hometown too.
Well, I don't know. Could be good. It could be bad. You could have help, or you could have people. Yeah, I need tickets. But he's older now. Mm-hmm. When you're young and you get drafted by your hometown,
and he
team,
knows you only get so many strikes, right?
Let me explain something real quick. When you're young and you get drafted by your hometown team, is horrible. But if you're getting a little bit older, you've been through a lot of shit, and you go back to your hometown team, then you get back, no, I know the game. No, I don't. But when you're young and you make the team and you're in your hometown, you're like, what do I do? I'll give you that. Help. No. But when you're older, you're like, fuck all y'all. I know how this works. Right. No. I'll hook you up, this, that, and the other. I know who to listen to. Mm-hmm. I have these people there. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Right.
So anyway.
And he's established as a player,
just get away from the politics stuff, though.
He did.
No, I'm just saying. He did. Let me say something real quick. For us, we got shit to do. I'll talk.
We don't even get into politics.
Yeah, we do. Who gives a fuck? We're entertaining all y'all. If you don't agree with stuff, it's all good. Yeah, we love all you. We love all you. We're here to entertain you. We work for you. That's how it works. But if I'm a goddamn player, if I'm a player making $5 schmil, I ain't tweeting anything out
LeBron does.
I don't even like
LeBron does. He's playing in that Pro-Am league right now, dunking on those plumbers.
Let me explain something real quick. Oh, yeah, and he's bitching at the ref, too. If I'm a player, I am not touching anything political. Just to fucking not, especially if you want to touch on something that happened, I get it, and you need people to speak out. But if you're going to be I gotta have an opinion on that. I gotta have an opinion. When you're playing, it just isn't worth it.
It's a no-win.
Just wait till you're done and then do it.
And I don't disagree with him in terms of the Rangers. I don't know why the Rangers wouldn't have traded him, although you would think that they could have, or they would have if they could have.
I don't know.
Why just buy him out and not get anything for him?
That's a good question.
You really trying to screw him over? I don't know.
He was cool, man. He was. Like, he's just like, he explained everything. He wasn't like, he didn't
really duck anything.
He didn't duck anything, Andy. And he owned up to shit. And he was in detail. Like that's what he processed everything. And listen, we've interviewed so many goddamn people. All y'all know that. Like we're not 100% on everything, but we've interviewed so many people. And the guys that are playing the game, and the guys that are genuine. Mm-hmm. And he was fucking genuine.
Yeah, and I don't,
homie.
I've never really heard of, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've never really heard of a guy getting suspended for talking to his teammate in an inappropriate way.
I don't know.
And somehow that got out and that got to the league. I don't know if a referee, an on-ice official.
Who was the kid again he chirped?
I don't remember the kid. He didn't say the name.
Well,
I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think it's out.
Oh, really? Oh, it's not out. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
But he said he's friends with them, and he played in a 3-on-3 league with them.
Did we ask who ratted him out?
He wasn't sure how it got to the league.
To
this day. So was it an on-ice official?
Hey, can I say something?
Was it a referee? Was it your coach? Like who went to the league?
But here's the deal.
Why wasn't it handled in-house?
But here's the deal. There's a reason probably it wasn't handled. Somebody felt that they needed to tell somebody.
Were they warned about it? I don't know.
Well, no, listen. Maybe there was too much. Maybe he was doing too much, and somebody needed to put their foot down.
Whatever. We just don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But that tends to be the case with him.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Well, there's always a reason for stuff,
Yeah.
But
I mean, listen,
seemed cool.
I mean, guys go at it on the bench. They yell at each other and whatever.
I fought 5 guys in practice, dude.
Did you?
Fuck yes.
Who'd you fight in practice?
Brett Kuche, Robbie Skurlak. And I fought guys in a rookie party. I told you, the 2 Finnish dudes that never made it that they gave $1 million to, Ilkka Pikaranian and the goalie, what's his name? Oh, God, I forgot. They gave him $1 million, never made it. Ari Ahonen. So I'm in the minors in 2004, and I'm playing with these guys, and we're doing our rookie party, and we're at this big banquet in a hotel.
The minor
leagues in 2004 when the lockout happened. Andy, you should know this. We're playing with the Bice.
04, okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you played other years in the minor.
No,
but your rookie year.
My rookie year in 04.
Gotcha.
So I'm with those guys, and I fought guys in practice before. It's all good, which we always were cool. I fought Josh Gratton in my front yard at the Billet family because he kicked my car that I bought. We just were too drunk, and we fought in front of everybody. And the police came.
Who won that fight?
He did. He punched me in the head, and I was like pissed, and the boys grabbed him. We just got into a scrap, and he knows.
And he won the fight.
It wasn't a fight. It was more like I don't know.
See, it sounded like Georgiev crossed the line with Deangelo off the ice, and that South Philly came out off the ice. Sometimes you don't take it off. I mean, you just
that's just after a game. Like, you get away from everybody. You're in business, dude. That's business. So one time when we're at a rookie party with these 2 fucking Finnish guys, Andy, so embarrassing. We're all wasted, like wrestling. They pinned me down. And Ari Ahonen.
The Finnish guys pinned you down.
Yeah, and I'm like, get the fuck off me. He bites me on the fucking forehead, Andy. And it makes a bite mark that lasted 2 weeks.
Who did this? Ari
Ahonen bit my forehead. And a bite mark lasted 2 weeks.
I don't know why he's doing it.
And Lou Lamoriello found out. He goes, what the fuck is that?
Why? Because your face was all...
I had a bite mark on my forehead.
Why did he do that? That was rookie initiation?
I hit him so hard, Andy, after that.
After that? When? Like, you got up?
I got like a bomb. I go,
did he get hurt, or was he...
I hit him like it, right? I hit him in his neck. Because I was kind of... And the guys grabbed me.
Were you like, ah?
I go, oh, my God. He bit me like it tattooed on my forehead.
Oh, my God.
Andy,
I don't like this guy.
Andy, I swear to God, it lasted 2 weeks. So every time I saw Chris Lamoriello, every time you go on the road and you're playing,
your forehead.
And there's a forehead with a bite mark on it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I know you don't like it. Neither did I.
So,
anyway.
And then he got released and nothing never played. Never made. They got $1 million.
Oh, one time, remember we talked to a guy that said Ari Ahonen, no, it was Aaron Voros, said that Ari was just about to get called up. And Albany was on a break. Mm-hmm. And instead of sticking around and doing things, he went skiing, which you don't do when you're under contract anyway.
Correct.
And he was going to get called up, and he never did because they never got a hold of him.
And he never played a game.
Dipshit. And they gave him $1 million.
And he never played a game?
Never played a fucking game.
Well, I appreciate
Sorry about that long
Tony
story.
For coming on.
At least I apologize for my long stories, and I got bit in the face. Andy talks about, like, grass.
Well,
and, like, doing
I had
nothing.
A blueberry pie milkshake.
Dude. That sounds kind of awful.
Dude, I'm going to bring you one. I'm going to bring one for you.
I don't want it.
I think you'll love it, actually. All right, we're going to keep this short here in the close cam because we went really like our longest intro of all time.
I'm tired.
Of all time.
I'm starving.
I haven't eaten since I had.
I'm hungry.
I haven't eaten since I went to Bombay. Cam, it's been almost 24 hours since I last ate.
Starving. God dang.
Because I was so full when I left Bombay yesterday.
All right, whatever. Fucking ice cream place.
It's not an ice cream place. They just happen to sell ice cream.
Yeah.
It's like an Indian food.
I'm gonna get a fat ass tomahawk steak.
Are you going to make that tonight? It's too hot to barbecue.
It's too hot to barbecue, I know.
Even when I'm a Traeger ambassador, I'm not going to get out there and barbecue
today.
today.
Do it.
All right, Tony Deangelo, as always, the Cam Strick Podcast brought to you by Hair Club. Again, 800-279-7878. Go to that landing page. Sign up for your first consultation. Do it right there.
Dang right.
Hair Club for men and women. Men, women, and who else would it apply to? Anybody else?
That's probably it.
Is that it?
That's
okay. Car Shield and carshield.com. I'm going to sell that car for Tony Deangelo, too. I got a guy who will do that.
That little Mercedes he has.
Oh, I like that.
He's going to get a truck in Philly.
800-857-2481.
Go to Bellman.
Use that promo code CAM, and you'll save at 10%. I know it's tough saying his name, but again, I just tell you to do it because it's going to save you money.
Cam
Cameron?
Jansen?
No, it's not.
Is that not a good hockey name?
Cameron Jansen.
Cameron Wesley Jansen. It's a shit kicker's name. I used to not like it. But if I had a little baby boy, which I don't think I can because my sperm's not good, I would name it Wesley. Wesley Gunner.
40% of infertility is on the male. 40% is on the woman.
I've been partying my whole life.
And then 20% is like unknown.
It's me though.
No, 20%.
It's 100% me. It's always me. It's my fault.
It's always me.
It is. Okay. I abuse my
body.
I'm
telling you, I read about this the other day. 40%.
I'm pathetic.
And anybody out there wanting to have a boy, remember you can come to me. I have 100% accuracy rate. I know exactly how to have a boy.
Can you bang my wife for me?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, if there's anybody
I absolutely could.
It'd be Andy, because I just wouldn't feel, I just feel like...
Especially if she went on a road trip with me and put her hand on my leg.
I'd feel bad for her.
If she put her hand on my knee, Cam, when we're driving, I'm telling you, I just wouldn't be able to help myself. I just,
What are you going to do with the kids in the back? It's so weird.
Well, you leave them at the pool. You
didn't do shit. You didn't do shit.
Well, sometimes it's a challenge, okay, when you have your kids on vacation.
Well, I asked you. And I was usually, if you ask me what I do, I'd be like, here's what happened, blah, 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 blah. But I ask you, and you're like, well, I went up there I had to go to bed. Then, no, you didn't do shit.
Nighttime.
You didn't. Nighttime when?
When the kids go to bed.
Oh, yeah. They're sleeping right next to you. Ty's in the bed with you. Who are you kidding?
Well, you put him in the other bed. Then he finds his way in. Listen, exactly. I could sleep on top of the...
You don't have a story. You didn't make love. Oh, my God.
I could sleep on top
of
the roof.
All that money. That's the whole point.
I could sleep on top of the roof.
You might have to go to the Ritz-Carlton.
And he'll find me.
You might have to go to Ritz-Carlton and just have your mother-in-law babysit the kids. Get a room with the fucking rats. Go to a fucking Muni. Get some good food. Go up to your room. Have a nice, badass hot tub.
When's the last time you've been to the Muni? It's like a...
I ain't doing it.
It's like a theatrical place.
Yeah, but I ain't doing it. But that's a romantic thing to do.
My in-laws are season ticket holders.
I know. Like
I'm not third row, I think.
I ain't into it.
No, it's like third row. It's on the right side of the stage, Cam.
Kate and I are getting our minds right. Go on the back deck and look at the moon and the stars.
You need to go on vacation.
And listen to fucking Pink Floyd.
You just need to reintroduce yourself to her.
I ain't going on a flight.
You need to reintroduce
yourself. Kate and I are happy. We really are.
Okay,
we
good.
Are. We do need to go on
carshow.com. Of course, Bellman and Bellman.com. They will buy your used car. They'll buy it today. If you have shitty credit, it doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter.
Say hi to Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
Say hi to Dan and Dale, everybody.
Dan and Dale. What's up?
Buick GMC on one side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on the other side, all in Troy, Missouri. Yeah. So it's all in Troy.
Easy peasy, baby.
Easy to get to, and the best customer service you'll find anywhere, baby. All right, Waggle Golf, get your waggle on. Don't be showing up to the course looking sloppy, Cam.
No, well, it's hard for me not to. But Waggle helps.
And Waggle helps.
It does.
They got quarter zips and hats, too.
Oh, give me that.
I know. Well, I told them what you want. We got some stuff coming. Travis is hooking it up.
Man,
so, double X?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, dude. I got you XL, dude. Hope it fits.
I know. I'm going to have to go on a diet.
We got a lot of golf coming up, too, you and I. A lot of golf.
Good.
So I'm looking forward to that.
I need new clubs, dude.
Get your waggle on and look good on the course. These shirts are incredibly made. They fit true to size, actually. Fit true to size. And they've got lots of different options for you to choose from. So go to the website and check it out. They've got some new options, too. The new collection just came out. So check that out.
Cool.
Get your waggle on and getyourwaggleon.com. Waggle Golf. Travis out of Minnesota. Say what's up to Travis.
Hey, Trav. What's up, homeboy?
Thank you for doing that.
Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, Minnesota.
That kite eater.
We love our friends over there at Zero Carb Life Pizza. Zero Carb Life Pizza and ZeroCarbLifePizza.com. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. You're going to save money. They got all different selections, Cam, including beef crumble and buffalo style. You can now make the breakfast pizza.
That's what I want.
Well, you got to get that recipe. Just be creative with it. Yeah. Get that chicken crust, and which nobody else is doing, by the way. This is like no longer a cheap meal. This is something you eat as part of your workout routine.
Schnucks now in Missouri.
Locally, yes.
Right, locally in St. Louis
everywhere.
Area. Yep.
And you can get it online, though, and they'll send it to you in dry ice, Cam. You ever play with dry ice?
I play with a lot of things.
Yeah, well.
Dry ice doesn't do anything for me.
Okay, well, this place, it keeps it nice and cold. It's amazing, actually. Get the breakfast pizza. Get the buffalo crumble. Say hi to Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
And get the buffalo style, the beef crumble. They got all the different, dude. And they got different sizes. That 12-inch has over 70 grams of protein.
God,
dude.
am I hungry?
They call it protein. I'm almost
makes you horny.
Is that true?
Yes.
What does protein do?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's an aphrodisiac, dude. If you drink protein, you'll get fucking horny. I'm telling y'all.
Get out of town.
No, I'm not. I'm chilling.
That's amazing.
I know.
So get your zero carb life pizza. Zero carb. How do you spell life?
L-Y-F-E.
That's how you spell it there. That's how they spell it. So if you're trying to Google search it, make sure you spell it correctly. L-Y-F-E. Zero carb life. Thank you. And then, of course, Mars Blade. Get those new roller blades. Toe Dragon Cougars.
Toe Dragon Cougars.
And you can get the ice holders, too, for your ice skates. A lot of NHL players are using this stuff, including Shane Wright.
Well, he's a little too cocky in those meetings, but it's all good.
All right, Tony Deangelo. And, again, we got hats coming out.
God, hook me up.
I'm going to, dude. I got different colors.
God damn.
I selected a lot of different colors. Victor Hockey, victorhockey.com. They make the best ship, by the way. So check out their website, get anything. But we've got the Cam Strick hats coming very, very soon. We should have those very soon. victorhockey.com. Our good friends over there, Adam and company. And support our sponsors.
Yeah, please, man.
camandstrick.com. Go to the website. If you missed an episode, like if you missed Bobby Clark, for example, we talked about that with Tony. You can go in there and you can find it and listen to the Bobby Clark episode.
On social media and all that shit, too.
Instagram, Twitter, our personal accounts, our podcast accounts, Facebook, everywhere.
We love all y'all.
So hope you enjoy this edition. We go 12 months a year, baby. No time off on the Cam and Strick podcast, baby.